Tonight, the defending champs go toe-to-toe with a major contender for the crown. It's the Phillies and the Expos, live from the vet, next on Prism.
Guests on Prism receive a gift from George Jacobs, providing clothing exclusively for big and tall men, featuring the John White's classic blazer by Palm Beach. You'll find it all at George Jacobs in Cherry Hill.
You know why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the truck authority? Motor Trend says the Ford Ranger is bad news to the competition. Surveys prove Ranger beat the competition in overall quality. Plus, Ranger comes with 24-hour roadside service. It's the #1 compact pickup for 7 years straight. With $1,800 total savings, it's everybody's favorite little bad boy. That's why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the truck authority. Get to Wawa today for a chance to win one of 30 Ford Mustangs.
The Phillies have stacked the lineup with left-handers, just 2 righties in the lineup tonight as they go against hard-throwing Pedro Martinez exclusively on Prism, and it's coming up next. The divisional rivals beginning to play each other around Major League Baseball. We'll talk about the East in just a moment. First, though, in the Central and West, an afternoon outing in the National League today. And those San Diego Padres have now lost, well, 9 in a row. The Cubs have finally started winning at home in Wrigley Field. 11-4 winners over the Padres this afternoon. One afternoon game in the American League as David Cone looked for his 7th win. Came in at 6-1. Pick up the action in the top of the 3rd. Royals already on top 2-0, and that reborn Felix Jose loops one down the line. Eric Anthony, the long run, cannot get to it, gets on by him. A pair of runs would score. 4-0 Royals. More than enough for David Cone to add himself a no-hitter through 5 2/3 innings. Here strikes out Bill Hasselman on a pitch that Lou Piniella thought was outside. He showed it kind of vociferously. The umpires unimpressed. Piniella took the rest of the day off as David Cone pitches the shutout, runs his record to 7-1. As you know, this is the first matchup in the Eastern Division between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Montreal Expos. There are 2 other Eastern Division rivals who are meeting for the first time this year as well. New York and Florida, a pair of clubs surprisingly ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies, and a very good matchup pitching-wise last night, featuring the veteran Brett Saberhagen, who's having a good comebacking year against the Florida Marlins. As we check out Saberhagen, he would strike out 10, but it would be a losing effort. Here, strikes out Chuck Carr as he blows it away. Good job being done by Dallas Green and Bobby Wide so far. Picking up 1-0 Marlins. Bottom of the 4th, Jeff Kent would rip one to the gap in right center field that would get past Carr. It would go down as his first triple of the year. Bonilla scored, tied the game at 1. But the story winds up being one David Weathers, who had great control. He would strike out Ryan Thompson, go 6 2/3 and get himself a victory. Moves to the top of the 8th, Dave Magadan, with the game tied at 1, gets his bat on the ball. Coming home. Bad idea. 2-1 Marlins. Orestes Estrada, then the insurance run would come on an RBI double. Jeff Conine would come in to score 3-1 the Marlins. And this is how they line up in the National League Eastern Division at the moment. The Braves 3 up on the Expos, 3.5 on the surprising Marlins. The Mets still over 500. The Phillies in last place. We've got lots to talk about in our announcers roundtable. Many issues on the table tonight. We'll come back with Todd and Chris in a moment.
The time has finally come for the cordless power roller from Wagner. Now you control the flow of paint, so the Wagner power roller can cut jobs in half. Smoothly and evenly, it can cover areas twice as fast. And cleanup is a snap, so you can finish one job and do another. Get your hands on a real value, because the value of Wagner keeps on rolling.
You know why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the truck authority? The F-150 is again the #1 truck in America for 17 years straight. Now, every Ford F-150 is backed by 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, the big Ford has split-bed seating, a strong bolted frame, more horsepower than Dodge, more torque than Chevy. The Ford F-150, now with $1,200 in savings. That's why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is the truck authority. Get to Wawa today for a chance to win one of 30 Ford Mustangs.
For those who like to spend lots of time and effort cleaning, shining, and protecting your tires, this is going to be difficult to watch. Because with no-touch tire care, you don't need to rub or wipe your tires to make them look great. It's true. You just spray it on and leave it alone. No touching. Now, we know it's hard, but you've got to fight it. Come on, you can do it. That's good. No-touch tire care. The right touch is no touch.
The 1993 World Series. The Phillies and Blue Jays staged a battle for the ages.
Well hit down the left field line. Way back and gone! Joe Carter.
The 1993 World Series video is packed with all the drama and players that made the 93 postseason so spectacular. You'll see all of the game highlights plus exclusive footage. Let the celebration go on forever with the official 1993 World Series video.
We're minutes away from Game 2 of the series. The Phils and the Montreal Expos. Big start for Tommy Green. And it's coming up next part of our baseball week, which continues here on Prism. Tonight we've got the Expos. Then the New York Mets come to town Friday. And Saturday, Phillies' first pitch, of course, will precede both of those telecasts. And as noted, welcome back to the 400 level with Todd Callis and Chris Wheeler. I'm Larry Rosen, and a grim day really at the ballpark is down at in the basement area. They brought Curt Schilling before the meeting to talk about going on the disabled list with a bone spur. And if you watched him pitch last night, you're not too surprised. 15-day disabled list with the bone spur. He was able to throw the ball at 90 miles an hour last night, but labored. Chris, he said Curt Schilling did that he must have full extension to throw the fastball on the outside corner. That's his out pitch. You see the way Dalton's trying to set up this all against Marquise Grissom in the first inning, and unable to hit his locations at all. Eventually would wind up walking both Grissom and Walker before the base hit back through the middle by Darren Fletcher, and that was the key to the baseball game. As that pitch, Dalton wants the pitch away to Walker. It comes inside. He wants the pitch to Fletcher on the inside edge. He comes to the outside corner, and Fletcher is able to handle it. See the location there, back through the middle. So the news for Curt Schilling is at least 2 weeks on the disabled list. Perhaps arthroscopic surgery will follow once they get the complete results of the MRI. And Chris Wheeler, what does this do to the ball club psyche right now?
Well, it doesn't help any, Larry. You know, we talked a lot about that stuff that was going on last night, as you know, during the telecast. Gary Maddox made a good point that he didn't think he had real good velocity. Kept talking about how many fork balls he was throwing. And as he said, and you said, he needs that extension for his fastball away to the right-handed hitters. Curt also said he needs it for his slider, and he really does not have command of his breaking stuff. I think maybe he probably pitched through some pain. I think his teammates appreciate what he did for them, that he went out there and tried to pitch, but they're going to shut him down right now. What does it mean? It means you lose your #1 starter, who's 0-7 right now, and this team is 6 games under 500. So, I mean, that gives you a pretty good idea of some of the little things that have gone wrong early in the season. I guess maybe you'd have to call that a big thing.
Well, you lost your #1 starter today. You had gone so long without your #2 starter, one Tommy Green, who pitched efficiently. Todd Callis, nice to have Tommy back.
Yeah, it certainly is. And other than Danny Jackson, everybody in the original starting rotation has either gone down or been banished to the bullpen at one time or another. But Tommy Green would like to get back to that 1993 form, a la Curt Schilling. It didn't happen for Schill last night. Tommy Green last year started out April and May with a 7-0 mark. Few no decisions this year after coming off the injury, but he won his last start scattering 10 hits, only allowing 1 run against the Pirates. So hopefully he can build on that against a team he's had a lot of success against, the Montreal Expos.
So he's had good success against the Expos. For the first time, we'll see Pedro Martinez as a starting pitcher. Chris and Todd will tell you all about Pedro Martinez and much, much more as we get set for the first pitch tonight. Martinez is set, so are we. More Phillies first pitch follows in just a moment.
Ford Probe, Thunderbird, and the all-new Mustang are simply fun to drive. With special prices now during May, every performance Ford is simply a better deal. Only at your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Just announced. Get 2.9% financing on a hot new Ford Probe. Get a great price on Thunderbird LX, just $17,525. Test drive the new-look Mustang, Motor Trend's Car of the Year. Hurry, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer today. Get to Wawa today for a chance to win one of 30 Ford Mustangs.
Major League Baseball Home Video presents Catch the Fever, baseball's hottest stars. Fans, baseball's most exciting players are showcased in this action-packed video. Baseball's hottest stars scorch their way through the record book as they burn up Major League Baseball. Heroics, and they can all be yours with baseball's hottest stars, available where fine videos are sold.
Oh, wow, this is excellent.
New from Amarol.
Oh, cool.
It's easy deck wash, wood restorer.
Looks like a brand new fence, golly.
It's easy, it's fast, it's amazing. But then again, it's from Amarol.
I thought the gray color was the natural color of the wood.
New Easy Deck Wash. We took the knowledge of Amarol and applied it to your home.
Now's your chance to experience the perfect drive. Come into your Cadillac dealer and lease a DeVille for only $399 a month for 24 months, $2,400 down. The perfect drive at an incredible price. And while you're at your Cadillac dealer, register to win a luxurious weekend for two at the world-renowned Greenbrier in Cadillac's Life of Luxury sweepstakes.
Hey, Cadillac, how you like this for a perfect drive?
Hurry to your Cadillac dealer. The Life of Luxury sweepstakes ends soon.
Phillies' first pitch has been brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealer, who invites you to test drive the new 1994 Mustang convertible. We're going to play some serious hardball tonight. Two hard-throwing right-handers set to go toe-to-toe. It's Pedro Martinez in his first ever start against the Philadelphia Phillies against the comebacking Tommy Green, who has owned the Expos in his career. That's the setup. Todd and Chris and Gary have play-by-play. Jim Fragosi's hoping to start another winning streak. It's the Philadelphia Phillies, the Montreal Expos, coming up next live exclusively on Prism.
Before we get started, a couple things I'd like to go over in the budget.
Mr. President.
Yes?
I'm going to kill him.
You can't kill a president.
He's not a president. He's an ordinary person. I can kill an ordinary person. In a country where anybody can become president. Anybody just do it.
We gotta go.
Kevin Clark. Sigourney Weaver.
Make a nice president, Dave.
Dave.
Okay, let's get back to work.
Whoa!
Tonight, the defending champs go toe-to-toe with a major contender for the crown. It's the Phillies and the Expos, live from the vet, next on Prism.
You know in yourselves how good you really are, but to beat some of the talent that we beat here, because there were some really good bands here. And Bob calls me at work the next morning and says, we won. And I'm like, I'm jumping around in the middle of the store where I work, and everybody's like, I said, we won, we finally did it.
And that's the way it's got to be. I knew it from the start. That's the way it got to be.
The Phillies battle Dallas Green's revamped New York Mets in an Eastern Division showdown. Catch National League action at its best, live from the vet, Friday night at 7:30, right here on Prism.
Perfect session. A-frame wave, ground swell, spitting out salt water in your face, doing a 360 without a bounce. I call it the consciousness raiser.
Mitchell's life was a California dream. Until he woke up in Cincinnati, in a city where no one understands him. Who would have thought he'd become a hero? Airborne.
I think I'm starting to like Cincinnati.
One has the look of the gunslinger, rangy, tall, and strong. Hard-throwing Tommy Green has the intimidating physical presence to use any part of the plate he wants. One has the look of a utility infielder, small, lean, and wiry. But Pedro Martinez and his 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball rides up and in with violent results. Tonight, we play hardball as the Phillies host the Montreal Expos next. Well, the cloud cover is largely lifted. We've got a chilly but pleasant night for baseball. The Phils look to even up their series against the Montreal Expos coming up next, exclusively on Prism. And hi again, everybody. I'm Larry Rosen. Welcome once again to the 400 level. If you're just joining us, the bad news today, Curt Schilling placed on the disabled list with a bone spur in his right elbow. Arthroscopic surgery is not a definite, but he will be re-examined in a couple of days once they have exactly gotten the results of the magnetic resonance image. Curt Schilling out for at least a couple of weeks, but back on track is one Tommy Green. Green making his second start of the homestand. 1-0, got a win against the Pittsburgh Pirates against Pedro Martinez, who has gotten the reputation as the most wanted man in baseball. And with their thoughts on the matchup and tonight's game, let's bring in Todd Callis and Chris Wheeler.
Thank you very much, Larry. You mentioned he may be the most wanted man in baseball. Wheels, is that an unfair label, the headhunter label that has now been attached to Pedro Martinez?
It's like some people say it's in the eyes of the beholder, Todd. You know, if you're on the opposition, they call him a headhunter. If you're with Montreal, you say he's just a nice kid who happens to let his delivery sometimes get in the way of making a ball sail up and in. The problem with Pedro Martinez is that he throws real hard, and when he loses a ball up and into a right-handed hitter, it's near the guy's head. And they don't like that. I mean, the hitters will put up with balls that are in on him if they're down. But if they're in on him up around their heads, and all of a sudden the guy gets a reputation as a headhunter. All the Expos people insist he is not.
We'll find out ourselves. Pedro Martinez, Tommy Green. That's the pitching matchup. We'll take a look at the lineups in the first pitch coming up next.
Time, it seems, has a short attention span. Your shoes wear out before you've broken them in. Your favorite restaurant changes themes as soon as you learn to like sushi. But the new Jetta, like all 94 Volkswagen cars, has the longest limited powertrain warranty of any car maker. You can count on it for 10 years. And as you probably noticed, a lot can happen in 10 years.
Through July 5th, get air conditioning at no charge when you take delivery of a new Jetta GL.
Hi, I'm Dawn Allen, and I hope you'll join me this Sunday night at 9 for a very special Superstar Sunday presentation featuring one of last year's most critically acclaimed films. Oscar nominee John Malkovich and Twin Peaks' Ben Paypal's Heroin Sam star in a gripping new version of John Steinbeck's classic novel of Mice and Men. Be sure to tune in for a film that made top 10 lists throughout the country. This week on Superstar Sunday, exclusively on Prism.
To see how we've improved on a great thing. You'll find an entirely new pricing policy both for sales and leasing. At the new Huntington Valley Acura, you'll find a large selection of pre-owned trade-ins, all covered under our used car umbrella. Visit the all-new Huntington Valley Acura soon and see how we've improved on a great thing.
Tonight's Prism exclusive, the Phillies and the Montreal Expos, is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that crisp, clean, classic taste. By your local Sherwin-Williams paint stores. The pros know Ask Sherwin-Williams, an official sponsor of Major League Baseball. By Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. The Yellow Pages 9 out of 10 people use the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. By Coca-Cola, always a hit, always a Coca-Cola. By Mellon PSFS, the official bank of the Phillies. By the Pennsylvania State Lottery. Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. By Texaco, introducing new clean system-free gasoline from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen. And by Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield. For 56 years, the health insurance company you can lean on. Stay tuned. Starting lineups are next.
Here's to you.
I see it all out here.
Whoa, check out the Ranger.
Climbers get in trouble. Sometimes they need help. Hey, it can happen to anyone.
Are you okay? You'll have to swing over to me. For all you do.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
Proud to be your buddy.
freshest potatoes, pure filtered vegetable oil. Hers, it's the way they're made.
The Phillies take on Doc Gooden and the New York Mets Friday, May 20th at 7:35, Saturday, May 21st at 7:05, and Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35 when kids 14 and under get a free growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton, compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association, the Phillies and the Mets, and a free growth chart with Darren Dalton. For tickets, call 463-1000.
Welcome back to Veterans Stadium, where the Expos and Phillies are getting ready for Game 2 of their 3-game series. Here's a look at the Sherwin-Williams starting lineup for Felipe Alou's Montreal Expos. Mike Lansing, again at third base, he'll lead things off tonight. Former Philly Juan Bell plays second, bats second. Marquise Grissom in center field. Larry Walker in the cleanup spot. Moises Alou in left. Darren Fletcher the catcher. Cliff Floyd at first base. Will Cordero plays at shortstop, and the young right-hander Pedro Martinez on the mound.
Defensively for the Phillies tonight, a lot of left-handed hitters against Martinez. Milt Thompson, Lenny Dykstra, Jim Eisenreich around the outfield. Dave Hollins, Kim Baptiste, Mickey Morandini, and Ricky Jordan. Darren Dalton behind the plate. On the mound for the Phillies, right-hander Tommy Green.
Tommy Green on the year, 4 no decisions. Finally picked up his first decision. It was a victory against the Pirates in his last start. Went 6 1/3 innings, scattered 10 hits, allowed 1 earned run, walked 3, and struck out 5. Tommy Green in the month of May, unbeaten in his career, 10-0 in 15 appearances with a 1.83 ERA. He loves this month, and he loves facing the Expos. Wheels?
Loves facing the Expos is right, Todd. He's had a really good career against Montreal, 6-1 in 9 games with a 2.26 earned run average, including that no-hitter a few years ago. And you have some numbers there. What is he, 13-0 in his last 20 games here at Veterans Stadium. The last time he lost was back in 1991.
Unbelievable.
Really?
This is 1994, and Tommy Green hasn't lost a game in this building in 3 years. Here's Mike Lansing. He's going to try and turn those fortunes around for the Expos as he leads things off. Lansing led off and played third base last night, getting another start at third for Sean Berry, who's been in a 1-for-28 slump. Lansing takes a pitch inside, and we're underway. Right-hander Green delivers on the outside corner, 1-1. Tommy Green, 1-0 this year, 4.50 ERA. He's allowed 3 more hits than innings pitched and walked 16 in 24 innings while striking out 19. So still not back to the 93 form. Here's a ball ripped to center. Dykstra came in. Now he drifts to his left and makes the catch. Lansing hit it hard, but right at Lenny Dykstra, there's 1 out.
1 out, and here comes a guy to home plate who played here last year and was not real popular in Philadelphia, and a few boos have already started. Juan was a regular shortstop when the season started last year, went over to Milwaukee, and the Expos just brought him back the other day.
How quickly the fans forget. Not much of a reaction to Juan Bell as he digs in there.
Thinking, is this the same guy that we got on last year? Yeah, it is.
Bell with the Phillies batted an even 224 ball games. Finished the season in Milwaukee, as Wheels mentioned. Brewers claiming him off waivers from the Phils in the first day of June, and now in the Expos organization.
And playing second base here for Montreal, as Cordero is their everyday shortstop.
Up high, it's 2-1. Even in his victory, Wheels, Tommy Green was hit fairly hard. Pirates scattering 10 hits and some hard hits among those 10.
Yeah, he was not real sharp the other night, but the key, Todd, was he finally picked up a win, and they're hoping that'll propel him to a few more.
There's a swing and a miss. The count evens up 2-2.
With Schilling going down today for at least 2 weeks. You know, the Phillies are now down to Danny Jackson as a guy who started the season in the rotation, and Tommy Green.
Tommy Green on the DL, so DJ the only man who's been there from the start as Bell pops his foul. Hollins gives it a look, but he's going to run out of room. Another cool night here at the Vet, as you can see, with the fans wearing the jackets. Good crowd, much better crowd than last night.
He's very disappointed in his news conference tonight after Dr. Marone spoke to the media. You could just tell Schilling was very emotional about the whole thing, and the fact that he cannot go on right now and try to help the team, because he's a real team guy. but they just want to get him better and then get him back and hope he can pitch well again. That'd be a little tough to hit them with that pink balloon blowing in front of Juan Bell.
Just like last night, some debris blowing around the field with the first pitch. This time it's a balloon that made its way across the pitcher's mound and into the crowd. Full count pitch to Juan Bell. Still a full count. Let's take a look at the umpires for tonight's game. Behind home plate is Dana DeMuth tonight. Tom Mahallian is at first base. Jerry Lane at second, and Jeff Kellogg at third. Kellogg, who has been at home plate for the last 2 Schilling starts, did another nice job behind the plate last night. Just underway from the vet. 3-2 pitch. Another ground ball foul. Bell stays alive. Juan Bell, 27 years of age. Born and still residing in San Pedro de Macorís. Started the year at Harrisburg, moved up to Ottawa, and as you saw there, had his contract purchased on May 14th. Switch hitter takes a pitch down low for ball 4, and Green allows his first base runner of the night, Juan Bell, with a 1-out walk.
You see Green disgustedly take the ball back from Darren Dalton there after walking Juan Bell, who, you know, he knows as a guy he can get out more times than he should hurt him.
Now he's in the dangerous part of the lineup. Marquise Grissom, Larry Walker, and Moises Alou, the heart of the Expo order. Marquise did some damage last night. 2 for 3, 3 stolen bases, 2 runs scored. He was on base all 4 times. Chops one to Hollins, who bobbles, and this is going to be an error on Dave Hollins as Grissom and Bell are on first and second. In between hop, Hollins thought about the force originally.
I think the speed of Marquise Grissom got him jumpy on that too, because as you said, it's an in-between hop, and he knows as it came off that cutout that he's going to have to really hurry to get Marquise Grissom. That's the first error that Hollins has made in the month of May. You see the runners there on a walk and an error, and this is the way the Phillies were killing themselves early on this year.
Here's a guy who walked 3 times in last night's ball game. He went 1 for 2. Larry Walker did, to extend his hitting streak to 9 games. Takes it outside, ball 1.
Don't want to start falling behind again, because that was another thing that was happening to the ball club early in the year, trying to play catch up all the time. And you saw what happened last night when you get late in the game with Montreal and you're trailing.
1-0 pitch is a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Larry Walker. What about the effect, if any, on Tom Green with Curt Schilling placed on the DL? Does that add a little bit of weight to his shoulders?
Well, I hope not, Todd. It's hard to read his mind on that, but I hope he realizes that he's just trying to get himself back to somewhere near respectability, and he can't think about being a number 1, and he doesn't have to with Jackson around.
Danny Jackson will pitch here tomorrow afternoon. Don't forget, tomorrow's a 105 business person special start. Good pitching matchup. DJ, who's been the Phillies' most consistent starter, against Jeff Pissarro.
Guy who was in the bullpen for Montreal last year, then they made him a starter, and he's been real good since then.
2-1 pitch to Walker is ripped to center field. Dykstra comes on and makes the stab, and that ball got out there in a hurry.
Well, he has had 2 ropes hit at him in this game, and luckily for Tommy Green, both of them were hit right at Lenny.
That ball stung the handle, Len Dykstra looked like.
Larry Walker hit this one. That one might even been hit harder than Lansing's. Now, I think you're right. I think he caught it in a spot in his glove and it hurt his hand.
So 2 outs, 2 on, and Moises Alou the batter. Alou continuing with the torrid hitting on the season. As you see, 370. That's good for second in the National League behind Tony Gwynn's 398.
Alou, excuse me, Todd. Alou has become such a good hitter, I think, because he waits much better. Now, you can still get him to jump at pitches, but when he first came up, he was very susceptible to off speed. Now it looks like he stays back a little bit better and is much quicker, has a much quicker swing, even though he uses that long skinny bat and he's down on the handle.
He reaches out, and Len Dykstra has a chance for all 3 putouts in the top of the first. He makes the grab, and Tommy Green does not get hurt by a walk and an error. We head to the bottom of the first. No score.
Now, over time, cars that can benefit from higher octane can benefit from new Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium gasolines. Two choices with an advanced system of engine cleaning that works over time for the highest performance, lower emissions, and improved mileage, changing what gasoline can do. New Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen.
Retirement? I'm too young to be worried about retiring.
I'm set. I've been socking away a little of my paycheck every month.
The same company for almost 20 years. They'll take care of me.
You bet I got my nest egg covered.
In these uncertain financial times, turn to Nationwide Financial Services for a wide range of investment alternatives, most of which are tax advantaged. Because someday soon, the quality of your life may depend on the quality of your investments.
On your mark, get set, grow. Kids 14 and under get a free growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton, compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association, when the Phillies mangle the Mets, Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35. Call 463-1000.
Expos failed the top half of the first. Now is the Phil's chance as we take a look at their lineup, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. Jimmy Fregosi sends Lenny Dykstra out there first, playing in center field. Mickey Morandini getting a start tonight at second base. Dave Hollins is at third. Darren Dalton will catch. Jim Eisenreich in right field. Ricky Jordan at first. Milt Thompson in left field. Kim Batiste plays shortstop. Mariana Duncan with the night off. And Tommy Green as your pitcher.
And defensively for Montreal, probably the best outfield in this league. Moises Alou in left field, Marquise Grissom in center, and Larry Walker in right field. Mike Lansing is the third baseman, Will Cordero at shortstop, Juan Bell the second baseman, and rookie Cliff Floyd at first. Former Phil Darren Fletcher behind the plate, and on the mound a hard-throwing young right-hander by the name of Pedro Martinez. He is the younger brother of the Dodgers' Ramon.
Pedro Martinez this year in his 7 starts is 2-3, has an ERA right around 3.5. 44 2/3 innings, good hits to innings pitch ratio, just 33 hits allowed, only 11 walks, and he has struck out more than 1 an inning, which is typical of his career. Formerly in the bullpen with the Dodgers, now a starter with Montreal, and the reason he has had a lot of the headlines this year is he has hit 6 different batters on the season and started 2 different fights on the field.
Yeah, and the second one, as we talked about last night with Derek Bell, he didn't even hit him.
That's right.
All he did was strike him out.
Brushed him inside earlier in the at-bat and then struck him out, and Bell on his way back to the dugout decided to charge the mound. Here's Lenny Dykstra. He was co-player of the week in the National League along with Fred McGriff. The dude in the crime dog taking a bite out of the NL pitching, good for 444 on the week, including 9 runs scored.
Lenny Dykstra never bunts, and it continues to amaze you how many third basemen play up on him, and Lansing's doing it right now.
That's poured over, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pedro Martinez is a strikeout pitcher with 53 strikeouts in 44 2/3 innings. Got a lot of strikeouts out of the Dodgers bullpen last year.
Change up, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a great changeup and a very good breaking ball also, and plus fastball. So Pedro Martinez is one of those guys. The Expos knew they were getting a good one, and they gave up a good one to get him in Delano DeShields.
Breaking ball sent into right center field. That's going to find a gap. And 1 hops against the fence. Dykstra to second, and he will stand in there with a leadoff double.
Number 19. Now he leads the league by 1 over Larry Walker, who was after that baseball. First breaking ball thrown by Pedro Martinez, and he hung it right in the middle of the plate. And watch what Lenny Dykstra does with it. His breaking ball is kind of a hard curve more than a slider, I think, and you could see him hit it right in the gap.
That had no bite to it on that breaking ball, and Dykstra knew what to do with it. Larry Walker has 18. The dude leads the league in that department. He also leads the league in runs scored with 39, averaging over 1 a ball game. Now Mickey Morandini will try to advance Lenny Dykstra to third base.
Mariano Duncan just getting a night off. He'd been playing a lot, and they decided to just give him a night against this tough right-hander. Morandini bunting there to try and move Dykstra.
Pedro Martinez Another Dominican Republican, Mariano Duncan. Martinez lives in Santo Domingo in the Dominican. 5'11", 170-pounder. He's the middle of the three Martinez brothers who are playing professional baseball. Ramon, his older brother, with the LA Dodgers. Here's a ball ripped down the left field line. Right on the line, fair ball. Dykstra scores easily, and it's going to be a ground rule double. Morandini to second base, and the Phils take an early 1-0 lead.
Well, that's not what Mickey Morandini had in mind, but he'll take it. I mean, he's trying to pull a ball in that situation to move Lenny Dykstra to third, but this guy throws so hard. He ran a fastball away from him. He had a late swing on it, and Mickey hit it right on the nose and 6 inches inside the line, and bounces out of play for a ground rule double. Good results as he hit that ball hard.
So the Phils take an early 1-0 lead on back-to-back doubles off the bats of Len Dykstra and Mickey Morandini, and now Dave Hollins with a chance. Takes a pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Hollins has knocked in a run in his last 4 games and has 25 on the year.
A lot of these hitters don't have many at bats against Martinez because he's only pitched 7 innings against them. Four outings last year, 7 innings, all in relief. But they've seen enough of him to know how hard he throws.
There's a ball chopped foul, 1-1. Martinez last year was 10-5 with the Dodgers in 65 appearances. 63 of those came out of the bullpen. He made just 2 starts. He was a starter in the minor leagues, and when the trade was made with the Expos, he moved right into Montreal starting rotation. One pitch is inside. It's 2-1. We mentioned the older brother Ramon. The younger brother Jesus also pitches in the Dodgers organization. Jesus Martinez is in LA's minor league system.
He is a left-hander.
Strike at the knees, says Dana DeMuth. It's 2-2.
You want to get this extra run now, if at all possible. Still nobody out. It's like you're starting all over again and already have a run in as Dykstra's up to 40 runs scored.
40 runs scored as the Phils play in game number 39 on the season. Hollins held up rather, and the count runs full.
Martinez will try and sink his fastball once in a while, and then he has that high rider that he can throw by hitters. In this case, he looks like he's trying to keep the ball down and away to Hollins to prevent him from pulling a ball. He tried to do that with Morandini, but Mickey happened to hit it down the left field line off.
Ball sent deep to center field. Grissom shading him towards left center, makes the catch nicely on the run. Morandini tags and goes to third with 1 out.
Well, that's over a lot of people's heads.
He can cover some ground.
Boy, he got a great jump on that. Dave Hollins gets the job done, though. A high pitch here, a high fastball, probably ball 4, but Hollins picked on it and hit it hard, and Grissom just runs it down out there in center. Good base running by Morandini, tags and goes to third.
Expos will bring their infield in here with 1 out to try and cut off a run. Phil's already own a 1-0 lead.
See Boa talking to Morandini, and he will discuss with him whether or not they have a play on contact or not.
Contact play paid off for the Phils and Len Dykstra in their 1-0 victory against the Pirates on Sunday. Here's a called strike on the outside corner.
Then there's no way to know whether or not they're going to do that. Of course, it kind of makes sense that they might, because as I mentioned, you really want to get this extra run off of Pedro Martinez before he settles down. He retired the last 9 batters he faced in his previous start.
That should get the job done. High fly ball to center field. Grissom is going to come on in on it. Morandini with the tag. The throw by Grissom is not in time. Phils take a 2-0 lead on RBI number 29 for Dutch Dalton.
That's a real nice run there. You get the double, you move him over, hit the fly ball. Very good fundamental run to pick up the second one.
Well, the Phillies jump on young Pedro Martinez 2-0 and give Tommy Green a couple of runs to work with. Bases are now cleared with 2 outs, and Jim Eisenreich the batter. Eisenreich batting .283, has knocked in 13 runs on the year. Good fastball on the inside part of the plate, 0-1. Eisenreich continuing to raise his average. The last 6 games he has hit at a .429 clip. Broken bat past the mound. Tough play for Bell. He's not going to have a chance as Jim Eisenreich legs out the infield hit.
Once that ball went off the glove of Pedro Martinez, it was going to be a hit for Jim Eisenreich, who runs so well. As Todd said, it's a broken bat right off the end of the bat. And there Martinez just slows it up enough so that Bell, even if he fields this, can't get him.
So Phillies with their 3rd hit of the 1st inning. Now Ricky Jordan.
First right-handed batter now that Martinez has faced. There are 3 in the lineup, including Batiste and Green.
Right-handers are the hitters that Martinez has had problems with hitting. That fastball tends to tail right into the right-handers as he misses 1-0.
Yeah, they say it's when he goes 3/4 in his delivery, the ball has a tendency to sail, or tail, as you say, and go up near the head of the right-handed hitters, and that's where he's been getting in trouble.
Does throw the ball hard. It's 1-1. We'll have those guys with the radar guns raising their eyebrows once or twice tonight.
And that pitch looked like it had some giddy up.
One pitch misses outside. It's 2-1 to Ricky Jordan. Last 3 starts, Martinez has allowed 3 runs in each of them, lasting 5 innings, and 7 innings. He's kept his team in the ball games. He has a 2-3 record to show for it. Jordan reaches out and fouls one back. The count stays now at 2-2.
Last year, when Pedro Martinez had 2 strikes on a hitter, they hit 113 off him. So he is a guy that will put hitters away normally when he gets ahead of them. Right-handed batters hit only 163 against him. That's why you put as many left-handed hitters in the lineup as possible.
So both stats working against Jordan here. The throw to first, and Mel Roberts went diving for cover.
There's that ball up and in around the head. Only was it the first base coach and not a hitter. Mel saw his life flash in front of his face on that one. That thing was tailing too.
Mel knows how Derek Bell and Reggie Sanders feel. Jordan stays alive, fouling off the outside fastball. It's still 2-2. Once again, a cool night here at the vet. As you could see earlier, Pedro Martinez allowed the blow in his hands on the mound, similar to last night, temperature-wise. Better crowd than we had last night.
And a nicer night, actually, because we had some rain showers during the game last night. Martinez's move to first is quick, as you can see there. He can hold runners on pretty well. He's helping break in Cliff Floyd's glove.
Throws hard to home, throws hard to first. Right now he's got 2 strikes on Jordan with 2 outs. Well, the statistics work that time for Pedro Martinez as he gets Ricky Jordan swinging for the final out. But Phil scored 2 first-inning runs on 3 hits. We head to the second. It's the Phils leading 2-0.
Gonna take to the streets and spend some time on the road. I need a truck that'll take me where I wanna go. I need a Dodge, Dodge. Big Magnum engines, don't take them for granted. Overall, the most powerful line of trucks on the planet, that's Dodge. From America's truck stop, Dodge.
From 4x4s to club cabs, from Magnum V8s to the mighty Cummins turbo diesel, they're all at America's Truck Stop, your Dodge dealer.
shopping. 9 out of 10 use it. All aboard! The genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages. The RCA Home Theater comes with a new optimum contrast screen. A blacker blacks, brilliant whites, and a picture so clear and bright, you'll feel like you're really there.
RCA Home Theater products available at all American appliance stores throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Cento Italian Food Products is rooting for the Phillies this season. For every Phillies home run, Cento will donate $200 to the Philadelphia Child Guidance Center. Cento has a full quality line of Italian tomatoes, all-purpose crushed tomatoes, tomato puree, and Italian peeled tomatoes. Cento Italian Food Products, what a great product, and they do a tremendous job for the Philadelphia Child Guidance Center.
You read those Cento spots so well, Wheels.
I like that stuff. Look who's back.
Mr. Anderson, Larry Anderson.
Great to see him again. He is fun to have around.
The bad news is Kurt Schilling placed on the DL. The good news is Larry Anderson back with the Phils and healthy, we hope, we think. Darren Fletcher leading off, takes a pitch up high. Travel is arranged through U.S. Air, offering convenient non-stops between Philadelphia and Seattle. Making business travel easy, U.S. Air begins with you. Check swing blooper, could find some room and does. Darren Fletcher with a leadoff single. The ball bounds away from Thompson momentarily, but Lenny Dykstra is there to get it back in. Fletcher shakes his head. He knows he didn't mean to swing at that, but he gets a hit out of it.
Well, hitters love these, and why not? Because, you know, you get robbed enough time as a hitter when you hit a ball hard. So once in a while you get a little check swing like that and it happens to drop in. Fletcher does not run very well, so even though Thompson bobbled that ball, there was no thought of him going to second.
Cliff Floyd, who's in the midst of an 0 for 16, has been dropped down from the 2 spot in the order to number 7.
Scoreboard out there on the sideboard said, "Welcome to Happy Harry's night." No relation, huh?
I guess not. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. We had Husky Harry running second to Dutch Dalton at Philadelphia Park yesterday.
And it's Happy Harry night here at the vet. Well, Harry's happy. It's 2-0.
Ball's looped down the left field line towards foul territory and bounces foul. Thompson couldn't get there into the crowd.
No, can't quite get to these.
A little frustrating for Milt in the early going. 0-2.
Darren Fletcher, as we mentioned, being a catcher, and most catchers are no threat to run, and he certainly isn't here unless they would play hit and run. And that's unlikely because Floyd could pull the ball. Floyd had a tough game last night, 0 for 5, batting in the 2-hole. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young player batting him second, so they've dropped him down on the lineup tonight.
You have to remember this guy is 21 years of age, will not turn 22 until the offseason. That's just out of college for most guys.
I think he might have a tendency to chase too many bad pitches when he's hitting second. You know, trying to do too much. No, I'm supposed to pull the ball now. Gee, I got the hole over there. I've got to do this, do that. And his best ball is right now, maybe drop him down a little bit and just let him play.
Oh, he's behind in the count to Tommy Green, 0-2. Dalton wants a pitch outside as he sets up out there. Breaking ball outside corner, a beauty. That's strikeout number 1 for Tommy Green.
Oh, that's a great pitch by Green, and a pitch that Tommy's used so effectively when he's pitching well. Backdoor breaking ball to left-handed hitters. Watch Cliff Floyd absolutely freeze. His knees will just bend. Whoop, strike.
It's already starting on his way to the dugout. Here's Will Cordero. Cordero batting .238 on the season. Started the year in the number 2 spot, but has been primarily in the number 8 spot in the lineup. Also batted 7th for a while.
Be careful with Cordero. He's kind of streaky, and a middle in He has good power. He can hit the ball out of the ballpark, surprisingly, for a shortstop. Take a look at him. I mean, he's not a little guy. Just very young.
Signed at the age of 16, even though this is his 7th professional season. He's still only 22 years old. 2-0 the count to Cordero.
He's 6'2", 190 pounds. Man, that's a big shortstop. It's a bit like Manny Trio.
Facial resemblance to the former Philly second baseman. That 2-0 pitch is chopped just foul. That almost stayed fair. It's 2-1. Ball was a little closer to a fair ball than it originally looked.
Depending where it goes over the bag, in Kellogg's opinion.
Thing almost had a screwball spin on it too, where it almost looked like it wanted to spin fair. Now Cordero comes back with a 2-1 count. We're in the top half of the second. Phillies lead 2-0. There you see the score. Phils with back-to-back doubles to lead things off. A sacrifice fly by Darren Dalton getting the second run home. And staking Tommy Green to a 2-0 lead. Jordan playing off Fletcher at first base. That pitch fooled Darren Dalton, got right past him to the screen. Fletcher goes to second. Dalton expecting something else, as that looked like it almost went off his helmet. Let's take another look. That looks strange.
See if we can see what happens from this angle. Right, bounce.
Bounced up. Yeah. Okay. Bounced clean past him. So the wild pitch allows Fletcher to go to second base.
Yeah, you rarely see a pitcher and catcher cross each other up unless there's a runner at second. And they've gone to those different signs, and there's confusion involved.
Ball sent to right center field, pretty well hit. Dykstra calling off Eisenreich and makes the catch. Fletcher will tag and get to third with 1 out. Or excuse me, with 2 outs now. Pedro Martinez will be the batter.
Well, you want to say it? Go ahead. Doesn't have a hit yet, right?
Pedro Martinez is hitless.
In 2 years.
2 years, 13 at bats this year. He struck out 7 times.
0 for 19 overall. Choking up a little bit.
Strike 1. Darren Fletcher, a runner on third base with 2 outs. Strike 2.
Have a contrast here in offensive potential for pitchers in Martinez and Tommy Green, who's a real good hitter.
This pitch probably will not be over the plate. He reaches for it and sends one shortly to Mickey Morandini, who makes the play on 2 hops, and the Phils are through a couple of innings behind Tommy Green without allowing a run. We head to the bottom of the second, 2-0.
Even with all the discussion about our nation's health care, Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield continue their 56-year mission more aggressively than ever. Thanks to the Blue Cross Blue Shield Caring Foundation, thousands of needy kids receive free health coverage at no cost to our commercial customers. Our special care program makes basic and preventive benefits available to hard-working adults who can't afford traditional coverage. We cover hundreds of thousands of individuals, senior citizens, and small businesses, giving them the peace of mind that comprehensive insurance can provide, which in most cases would not be available elsewhere. All this, plus our attractive, affordable programs like Personal Choice and Keystone. And we're doing the job with one of the lowest administrative expense ratios in the nation. That helps hold down your premiums. Within this ever-changing healthcare environment, Independence Blue Cross and Pennsylvania Blue Shield stand by their commitment to high-quality, accessible health insurance for everyone. No wonder we're the health plan you can lean on.
out for the fun of it, son of it. A good time business person special, compliments of Mellon PSFS, Wednesday, May 18th at 1:05 when the Phillies maul Montreal. Treat yourself to midday, mid-May baseball. Call 463-1000.
I'd like to remind you about Dream Week, where you can learn, laugh, and play alongside great players like Tony Taylor, Tony Gonzalez, Pancho Herrera, Larry Bowa, many, many stars of Phillies history in one of the great places in the United States, Clearwater, Florida. The number to call right now is 215-938-1200. That's 215-938-1200 for Phillies Dream Week. You could make that call right now. The week is filling up rapidly, and we hope you'll make the call, and we'll see you down in Florida next year. One of the nice time of the year to get out of town. Last year, those guys were all down in Florida when everything was iced over up here.
Beautiful night now as we take a look at some blue skies, although that was similar to the look we had at the beginning of last night's game. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Here we are at lovely Candlestick Park in San Francisco again. That's what it feels like here every night.
Still need that heater in the middle of May. You got the heavy jacket on.
I got it. Frank Koppenbarger set this up in the clubhouse, and I thank him very much for this.
Phils have the bottom third of their order here in the second inning. Milt Thompson will lead things off, takes a pitch outside, 1-0. Milt batting just a shade under 300 at 295 on the year. Home run, 11 RBIs. Swings through that pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Phil's lead 2-0. We're in the bottom of the second. Good crowd on hand as well tonight. The orange seats, the 600 level, filled all the way around the outfield. Here's a ball pop foul out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There are the fans in the outfield in the 600 level. 500 is normally fairly crowded, but the 600 level indicates a pretty good sized crowd. Fan had the all-star ballots in his mouth as he caught that foul ball. Here's a little bloop behind short. Will Cordero calls off Lansing for the first out.
Pedro Martinez with pretty good mechanics. You know, when you're only 170 pounds, that means you are really pushing off. Look at him push off with that back leg and fire. He jammed Milt Thompson a little bit that time, and he popped it up. He has tremendous power in his delivery, and I think a lot of it is through his legs. Only 170 pounder, 5'11" they list him. That might be stretching it.
Kim Batiste takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Batiste getting another start tonight at shortstop. Mariano Duncan with a night off. Morandini playing at second. He waved through that pitch. It's 1-1.
You know, all this talk we're doing up here about him headhunting and all that, players don't know all this stuff, obviously, and it can make you a little tentative when you're right-handed against him.
Fletcher wants the fastball outside, gets it. Batiste swings through it.
You're not going to see right-handers. Many right-handed hitters get real good swings against Pedro Martinez.
Phils only have 3 of them in their lineup tonight. One of them's the pitcher. The other 2 are Kim Batiste and Ricky Jordan, right-hand hitters. Breaking ball. He stayed with this and pulled it foul past Larry Bowa. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's left field ball girl Amanda Miller from Abington. Kim Mongaro from Chestnut Hill working the game tonight. Phillies with 2 sets of ball girls here, alternator.
Two and 2 the count to Batiste. 1 out. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. Glad he could join us our second straight night on Prism after a 2-week hiatus. We're back with you again on Friday night when the Mets come into town for the weekend. Time is called. This series will wrap up tomorrow afternoon. If you don't already have plans, see if you can't sneak out of work and join us down here for a business person special. 1:05 start tomorrow. He really jammed Batiste on that pitch, and he fouls it back. 2 and 2.
This is one we talked about earlier, where his fastball will run in on the right-handed batters and high, and that one he jams Batiste. He's been throwing him everything mostly away, fastball, breaking ball.
Shakes off the first sign, goes with the second. This one's also inside. Swing and a miss at a good fastball. Strikeout number 2 for Martinez.
Boy, he can really generate some velocity. high fastball. See you later.
So here's Tommy Green hitting a healthy 375 on the year. You mentioned the difference in the pitcher's hitting abilities when Pedro was up there. Green gets a good hack and fouls one off.
You wonder if Tommy was going to get some happy feet up there, but he didn't on that first swing.
You're a starting pitcher, you don't get to hit much. This isn't the kind of guy you want to get every 5th day. Especially if you're a righty. That's a tough pitch right there on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to Tommy Green. Pedro hoping for the warmer weathers like the Dominican as he blows into his pitching hand. Breaking ball frozen is Tommy Green, and he heads to the dugout, a strikeout victim. 3 strikeouts for Martinez. We're through 2. 2-0 Phils.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning and you always come through. And you're giving it your best. Proud to be your bud. Budweiser. Proud to be your bud. Proud to be your bud. Ooh, yeah. Proud to be your. Proud to be your bud.
For cars designed to perform better with higher octane gasoline, Texaco now gives you new Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium, both with an advanced system of engine cleaning designed to work over time. For the highest performance, lower emissions, and improved mileage. Changing what gasoline can do. New Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen.
Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream.
Hey guys, on me. Boy, better than the Holyfield, some nice guy.
Yeah, a real humanitarian.
The freshest potatoes. Pure filtered vegetable oil. Hers, it's the way they're made.
Phillies homestand continuing tomorrow. Business person special starts at 1:05. Then on Friday, the Mets are in town for the weekend after an off day Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday 7:35, Saturday 7:05, Sunday 1:35. And it's also Growth Chart Day. Order your tickets easily by phone by calling 463-1000 or stop by the Center City Ticket Office. Mellon PSFS. That's at Broad and Chestnut Streets. We head to the 3rd inning. Leadoff hitter Mike Lansing, who flied out to Lenny Dykstra on the line his first time up, leads things off. Tommy Green so far through 2 innings has allowed 1 hit and 1 walk. Starts Lansing off with a breaking ball up high, 1-0. Green, who allowed 10 hits against the Pirates in his last outing in his first win, delivers down low for a ball, 2-0.
Seems like he has fairly good command, but I don't know that he has a real good fastball yet. He has pretty good breaking ball, and I think that's probably been his most effective pitch so far. Tommy Green has an above average fastball when he's throwing it well.
He's behind on Lansing, 2-0, and Lansing back in the leadoff spot for the Expos for the 5th straight game. Sends one to right field. Easy play for Jim Eisenreich, who waits and squeezes one away.
Todd, in the press conference tonight with Kurt Schilling, one of the things he said he can't do right now is really extend and throw the fastball down and away to a right-handed hitter, because that's what hurts his elbow. Tommy Green just threw a good fastball down and away to a right-handed hitter there. He was behind in the count, and it was an out pitch for him. Schilling there says he can't do that right now, and that really made him aware last night that something's wrong.
You would think when we saw that shot of him when he was taken out for a pinch hitter that he knew.
Yep.
It wasn't just a loss, that it was maybe the DL time.
Well, he knew that he was hurting, and as he mentioned tonight and a little bit last night, he hurt more last night than he had at any time, and that's when he knew something was wrong and he better speak up about it. And he did not make any excuses. He said, my elbow just hurts.
Pitch found back to the screen. 0-2 on the former Philly Juan Bell, who walked his first time up. It was almost this time of the year, back in 1991, when Tommy Green pitched a no-hitter against these Expos in Olympic Stadium. May 23rd was the exact date, so we're almost 2 years separated from that.
Yeah, that was on a Thursday afternoon when Green was an emergency starter that day. I think he was pitching for Jose De Jesus, who was injured.
And his catcher that day, Darren Fletcher.
Darren Fletcher, right.
We're going to see some of those highlights in our vintage vision after this inning. Larry Rosen takes a look back.
Greeny made a good play on a ball hit by Wallach to end the game.
After starting Juan Bell off 0-2, the count now evens up and now goes to full at 3-2.
Tommy Green just does not want to walk Juan Bell because he knows he's a light hitter, and now he's gotten behind in the count again.
Ground ball past Ricky Jordan into right field. Well, Juan Bell's been on base both times tonight. He worked back from an 0-2 count. Slapped his hands. He's now 2 for 3 in his short career for the Expos.
Ricky Jordan looked like he had this ball lined up. It was a high fastball, probably ball 4. But I don't know whether it took a crazy hop on him or picked up speed or something, but it just got by him at first.
Pretty happy about that. Here's Marquise Grissom, who reached on an error his first time up. He reaches out and sends a hard ground ball past Kim Batiste into left field. Bell's going to go to third. And a couple of balls that could have been turned into outs with good defensive plays instead result in the Expos having first and third with 1 out. Is that a hit or an error?
Well, I think it's a ball that Kim Batiste probably should have handled. It was hit hard on a breaking ball. He got Grissom to pull off, and he does hit it hard. But he kicks right off the heel of his glove into shallow left field. Good base running by Bell to get to third.
Because he could probably get the force at second, I would think it would be an error. It is an error. So no hit for Grissom. He has now reached both times on errors, one by Hollins and this time by Batiste. Grissom's trying to steal. The throw is in time. Dalton guns him down. Marquise Grissom stole 3 bases last night, but here he makes the second out of the inning, trying to steal second.
Dalton makes a great throw this time. No hesitation. I don't even know if he looked Bell back at third. No, he just came right out firing, and that's the only way you're going to get Marquise Grissom. Any hesitation, look to third, and it would have been too late. I think the bench wants to know where that pitch was. They were yelling out at Dana DeMuth. It was ball 1.
So now a fly ball will not score the run. 2 outs, a runner on third. Walker takes a pitch up high. It's 2-0. Walker hit a seed his last time up. That was caught by Lenny Dykstra in center field. 2-0 pitch is a called strike. Fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Well, you talked about it last night, Wheels, where Grissom in that 3 spot may not be running as much, and there was a situation first and third, 1 out. You really don't need that extra base as much because you've got Larry Walker. You give him the hole on the right side.
Yeah, and he just felt he could make it, obviously, and went. And you know, there's no steal sign for Marquise Grissom. The only sign he would have is don't steal.
So now it takes a 2-out hit. The 2-2 pitch, strike 3. Tommy Green with his second strikeout, and he's flirted with trouble in each of the 3 innings, but the Expos don't have a score on the board. Right now it's time for tonight's Vintage Vision as Larry Rosen looks back at one of the high points in the career of Tommy Green, his no-hitter against these Expos.
was just his second start of the year, Tommy Green was fighting for a spot in the rotation, and on this day in Montreal, he earned it in fashion. Despite 7 walks, Green was overpowering with a career-high 10 strikeouts. He had a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th. As Tim Wallach dug in, Tommy says, he recalled his 3 near no-hitters in the minor leagues, and Atlanta pitching coach Leo Mazzoni, who would never let him forget it.
To tell you the truth, I sort of think about it. I said, I hope he swings at the first pitch. I'm going to go right at him, and that's the way I thought about it. And I sort of thought about my pitching coach when I backed off from Atlanta. And I said, I sort of thought about him. I said, I'm going to get this, because they always ragged me about not being able to get the no-hitter, and I had him for those 3 years. And it was just a moment where I was going to go straight at him, and just so happened the ball's hit back at me. You know, I'd rather me get it hit back to me and have a chance at it than hitting the bullet out there in the gap and somebody having to run it down, and it worked out fine.
He's pitched a no-hit, no-run game, making the final out himself.
Tommy Green excited about that, of course, and excited to get out of the trouble here in the 3rd inning, getting Larry Walker on the final out. Swinging on 3rd strike to preserve the shutout. Phil's lead 2-0. There is T to Green. He will celebrate the 3rd anniversary of that no-hitter on Monday. Doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it is. Has been 3 years. May 23rd, 1991. When Green shut down the Montreal Expos at Olympic Stadium without allowing a hit. This guy has a hit. Lenny Dykstra doubled his first time up. He leads the league in doubles. Check swing grounder towards short. Cordero in. Off balance throw. He'll never get him. Len Dykstra beats it out. An excuse me hit. He'll take it to lead things off for the Phils here in the 3rd.
Lenny Dykstra hardly ever gets an infield hit. You know, this is just not what happens with him. And when he gets an infield hit, it's usually kind of freaky like this. Check swing. Cordero comes on and has to throw across his body. As we mentioned, Cordero is not a real good thrower. Doesn't have a strong arm. Did the best he could on that one, and Dykstra beat it.
Lenny's stolen 7 bases this year, been caught twice. By far the team leader in steals. Phils have just 21 steals as a team. Here's Mickey Morandini. Takes a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. Morandini doubled home Dykstra his first time up, lining one down the left field line against Martinez. Phils own a 2-0 lead. They would love to add some for Tommy Green here.
That's where Mickey should look for a ball he can pull now. Something maybe middle in if Martinez will give it to him. Big hole on the right side, and they're playing him the other way. There's that hole on the right side, and Alou is over near the line and left, and Grissom playing him in left center.
Grissom going back. This ball hit well, but Marquez gets there for the first out. Dykstra ran back to tag, but the ball wasn't deep enough to advance, and Morandini flies to center. There's one away.
Grissom is one of the finer throwers in the league also. He's always up among the league leaders in assists.
Morandini flying to center. Now Dave Hollins will step up there.
Now you might see Dykstra try and steal a base. Morandini, nothing happened in his at bat. Lenny doesn't run all that often, but he makes it for the most part, and see if he thinks about it.
Phillies have the best stolen base percentage in baseball. They're 21 out of 25. Martinez aware that Dykstra might go and throws over. Expos play Dave Hollins around, similar to Mickey Morandini in the outfield, a little bit deeper, but also play him to hit the other way. He pops this one high in the air on the infield. Cordero and Bell converge as the shortstop Cordero who makes the play for the second out. Well, Hollins now 0 for 2, flying to center his first time up. That'll bring up Darren Dalton. Dutch leads the team with 8 home runs. His RBI in the first, his 29th on the year. That also leads the team. Jeff Bagwell leads the National League with 40. We talked about Grissom and how he plays a relatively shallow center field compared to most. One of the knocks on him, believe it or not, through the minor leagues was that he wasn't able to get back on balls, and they thought he might be a left fielder or a right fielder.
He sure took care of that, didn't he? He's playing Dalton way over, too. They just don't feel that he's going to pull Martinez. There's a changeup down and away. Evidently, they're going to pitch him away and not give him a breaking ball that might speed his bat up. There you see the huge hole he has in right center. Very few teams are going to play Dalton over that way off a right-handed pitcher.
Showing what they expect and respect from Pedro Martinez. He does pull this one foul.
That's because he got an off-speed pitch. See, when you play that kind of defense, you know, you're almost saying you're not going to throw him too many pitches of that kind, because you've set yourself up for an extra base hit. Good manager.
Felipe Alou. All he did was win, win, and win in the Florida State League at West Palm Beach. I don't think he had a losing season in the 6 years he was down there.
A lot of people in baseball really respect that man.
Low, it's 3-1.
Saw him play too. You really respect him because he could really hit. He was a pretty good outfielder and was a very good hitter. In fact, all the guys in their family were good hitters.
Matty Alou, Jesus Alou, and Felipe Alou.
They were all different too. You know, Matty was a little ping pong hitter. This guy could drive the ball, and Jesus would swing at the rosin bag. Twitching all the time.
3-1 the count to Dalton. There goes Dykstra. Swing and a miss. Fletcher's throw is late. Lenny has his ace steal of the year. So the dude gets in scoring position with a 2-out stolen base. Dalton now has a full count.
They also see now something off speed to Dalton with the count 3-2 and the base open. Good pitch to run on for Lenny. If Darren got a fastball he could drive, he could have scored pretty easily on it. Fletcher did not get much on his throw.
Inside out swing, fouls it out of play. Stays a full count on Dutch Dalton. We're in the third. Phillies lead it 2-0. RBI double by Mickey Morandini. Sacrifice fly by Dalton. Phillies have doubled up the Expos in hits. Another 3-2 pitch from Martinez, down low, ball 4. Dalton draws a walk. Dalton, like Dave Hollins and Len Dykstra, among the leaders in the league in walks. That was walk number 23 issued to Dalton.
Happy birthday tonight to Angelina DeJohn, who's 95, and to Robert Neal of Philadelphia, 85.
95 years old. Jim Eisenreich with an infield hit his first time up. Takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Eisenreich batting at .290 on the year. Phillies have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Bottom half of the third. Fly ball, shallow center field. Grissom started back, now coming on and makes the backhand play for the final out of the inning. Fine play by the Expos center fielder. We'll have another center fielder join us in the fourth. Gary Maddox joins Wheels next.
I finally made it to the big leagues. And my first game, we get the call. And I'm thinking, how lucky can a guy get? Beechwood aged for that fresh, distinctive taste. Crisp, clean, classic.
Here are 3 premium flat latex wall paints and new Everclean, only from Sherwin-Williams, a paint that really holds up against stains. We'll take tough stains like grease, red wine, tea, grape juice, coffee, mustard, and let them set overnight. Everclean is a flat latex wall paint with a non-porous finish so it cleans off easily. Stains don't stand a chance with new Everclean.
The Astros and the Wild Thing come to town Friday, May 27th at 7:35, Saturday, May 28th at 7:05, and Sunday, May 29th at 1:35, when all kids 14 and under get a free beach towel featuring the National League Championship logo, compliments of MAB Paints. The Astros come in. Mitch Williams comes back. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
Good ball game here tonight. 2-0 the Phillies lead it, Gary, as we head into the fourth inning. Pedro Martinez throws real hard. Is there an intimidation factor involved with him?
Well, throwing hard, I was never intimidated by Nolan Ryan when he threw hard. But Pedro Martinez, who throws the ball hard and inside, that's intimidating. You know, when you face a guy like that, the first thing you want to do is make sure the ball's not coming at you, and then you react, you know, and you try and put the ball in play after that. But you know, that's why you see a lot of guys charging the mound off a guy like Pedro, because he really takes the bat out of their hand a lot of times. I mean, you don't mind a guy pitching inside, and he's entitled to pitch inside. But when he gets the ball up around your head, you have to let him know. Even if he says it slipped or he wasn't trying, well, you better try and throw it somewhere else.
Is that why it's nicer to be left-handed to hit off him?
Exactly.
Moises Alou will lead it off here against Tommy Green. Greeny's been in some trouble tonight, but he's pitched out of it in all 3 innings and leads 2-0. 2-4-2 for the Phils. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Montreal. The second game of this 3-game series.
It's either be left-handed or crazy.
Alou hits it hard on one hop to Dave Hollins. Strong throw, got him at first, 1 away.
Yeah, that ball was a seat, a breaking ball over the plate. Alou stayed there, but the ball was up a little bit, kind of hung there for him.
You know, when you talk to the players, the infielders especially, they really can't wait for the warm weather, because they say this turf will get better when it gets warmer. They say when it's cold like this, it's really slick.
It is. It's hard. I mean, we've seen on Sunday ball games anyway, when the sun is shining and it's beating down on that turf, how spongy it becomes, and you get those high hops.
Well, they're looking forward to it when it starts to get a little spongier.
Right. I mean, it's cold out here, and the field is really hard now. It's almost like with it being in bad condition anyway, this cold weather doesn't help it at all.
Darren Fletcher takes it outside. Green has been working behind quite a few batters, but as we mentioned, he's escaped trouble. Phillies have committed 2 errors, and Tommy has walked 1. The Expos have left 4 on through 3. I'd like to send our best wishes along to Ann Gleason of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, a great Phillies fan who watches all the games. Hope she's watching tonight. And also happy birthday tonight to Bridget Egbert of Havertown. She's the daughter of Bill Egbert, our first base cameraman. And Fletcher walks. That is walk number 3 issued by Tommy Green.
Chris, and you mentioned that Green has been working behind a lot of hitters, and that's what Montreal is going to have to do, be a little bit more patient. If they see that he's pitching behind, you know, they have to be a little bit more patient, a little bit more selective up there. They should be able to take advantage of that.
Cliff Floyd, the batter, he struck out his first time up. That's the 1 strikeout. 2 strikeouts Tommy Green has, the other on Larry Walker to end the 3rd inning. Hits it hard to right center. Eisenreich got a good jump. He's got it way off first is Fletcher, and Eisenreich throws it back into second.
I think Fletcher thought that ball was going to get to the wall, but not quite. He had to hurry back. Eisenreich realizing he didn't have a play, but I don't even know if he saw him.
I think he did.
See, it's a line drive. It was cut. Floyd cut underneath it, so it wasn't like it had top spin and was getting out there in a hurry. Eisenreich able to make the play. Fired it into second base. Fletcher all the way down to second at the time.
So 2 outs, and Darren Fletcher on at first base for Will Cordero, who flied to center his first time up. Montreal Expos shortstop rips it foul out of play left field side.
See, again, we talked about Green getting behind to the hitters and the Expos not giving them a chance. We saw Floyd go after a pitch early in the count, and then Cordero again going after the first pitch.
Well, you're dealing with one guy, I think they're both 22.
Oh yeah, that's one of the drawbacks of being young.
There's Jerry Lanes in there talking to Tommy Green. Sometimes they get on Tommy Green when he starts pulling at the seams of the baseball. You're certainly allowed to blow on it tonight on your hand. Batiste is going to have to charge this. Oh, we got a short hop and threw him out. Nice play, Kim Batiste. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. Still 2-0 Phils.
The time has finally come for the cordless power roller from Wagner. Now you control the flow of paint. So the Wagner Power Roller can cut jobs in half. Smoothly and evenly, it can cover areas twice as fast. And cleanup is a snap. So you can finish one job and do another. Get your hands on a real value, because the value of Wagner keeps on rolling.
I am always losing things. Yesterday I lost my grandma at the mall. Now I can't find my very fine apple juice. I know it's in here somewhere. Orange juice, fruit punch, grape juice. You know what I love about these things? They not only taste great, they're so convenient. There's my apple juice. What's a Walker doing in there? Grandma?
Gonna take to the streets and spend some time on the road. I need a truck that'll take me where I wanna go. I need a Dodge, Dodge. Big Magnum engines, don't take them for granted. Overall, the most powerful line of trucks on the planet, that's Dodge. From America's truck stop, Dodge.
From 4x4s to club cabs, from Magnum V8s to the mighty Cummins turbo diesel, they're all at America's Truck Stop, your Dodge dealer.
Phillies Baseball on Prism is brought to you by Bell Atlantic Mobile. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile. By your Quality Plus Ford dealer, who invites you to test drive the brand new 1994 Mustang convertible. And by Pizza Hut. Get a large cheese Neapolitan pizza delivered every day for just $7.99.
We mentioned Jerry Lane, the second base umpire, came in to talk to Tommy Green, and here's why.
Spitting on the ball. And no, I guess no foreign substance allowed on the ball,
right,
whether it's hot, cold, or in between.
And he just warned him. He said, hey, I don't want you doing that anymore. I might have to do something about it.
He warned them because there is some time when that's acceptable. Oh, nice move there. Huh? Why would you warn them if it's not legal to do?
Because umpires are nice guys.
Oh, okay.
Ask Whitey.
Trying to clear up that image, huh?
Sometimes Tommy does pull at the seams a little bit. Once in a while, an umpire will say something to him, but that was obviously for expectorating on the baseball. Ricky Jordan, the batter. Jordan, Thompson, Batiste. First pitch to Ricky is a line drive to right. Walker won't get it. It's in for a base hit. Ricky Jordan swings a single into right field. Hit number 5 for the Phils. Business Person Special number 2 is coming up. It'll be a lot warmer here tomorrow afternoon, so come on out at 1:05. The Phillies and these Expos. Compliments of Mellon PSFS. You can call the Phils at 463-1000 for your tickets, or stop by the Center City ticket office. Mellon PSFS, Broad and Chestnut. Baseball in the sun tomorrow afternoon. Business Person Special number 2. Milt Thompson popped to Cordero, the shortstop, his first time up. Today is May 17th, 1994. Gary Maddox, you remember where you were May 17th, 1979?
What? Was I born?
Oh, yeah, you were well born by then. You were nearing the end.
Jeez, you got jumped all on that. I'm sorry.
May 17th, 1979. Now think about it.
79. No, man, I have an asterisk on everything before 80. No, I have no clue.
I'll tell you after this pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. We were in the same town. You were involved in a baseball game, the final score of which was 23-22.
Oh, Chi-Town, huh?
Yep. You got 4 hits in that game by the 4th inning.
I was out of that game.
Yep, because it looked like a big lead. Michael Jack hit a home run in that game off Suter in the 10th inning to win it. Phillies had a 19 or 20-9 lead in that game. Jason Stark was telling me, you know how he's really up on that. He was giving me some of that stuff before the game. I told him it was 7-6 after the first inning.
Right, I remember us being ahead like 6-0.
7. You were ahead 7-0. It was 7-6 after 1. You had 4 hits that day real quick. 2 and 1 to Thompson. 23-22. 15 years ago today. He was in that game. I hope he didn't take it over.
Not that late in the game.
That was one of the most remarkable baseball games ever played.
Now that you think about it, I think I was having a cheeseburger up there.
Thompson beats it foul third base side. Special birthday wishes tonight to Mike and Craig Talent, father and son of Comcast Cable. We certainly wish them the best.
You know, the only one tonight's been able to pull the ball a little bit has been Dykstra. The ball he hit, I mean, the best swing so far tonight came from Morandini. That ball he hit to left field, just a nice short swing.
3 balls and 2 strikes, nobody out. Do you run him here?
No.
Okay.
And this guy can make you swing and miss
on 3 different types of pitches.
Let's see what Ricky Jordan does.
He goes. Thompson fouls it off. Ricky was off on the pitch. Kim Batiste waits on deck. Phillies 2, Expos nothing in the 4th. Good pitching tonight. Pedro Martinez and Tommy Green. There he goes. Thompson hits it to center field, but right there is Marquise Grissom. Ricky Jordan picked it up. They tried to deke him, but he found the ball right away, and he trots on back to first, 1 away.
It's another thing, we're getting a lot of balls hit in the air. I mean, and not good contact.
That's because of movement, huh?
Right. Martinez throws the ball hard, and very rarely do you see a guy that can get around on him. So you're almost best to take the Morandini approach, which is a short swing, swing late, and hit the ball on the line the other way. Not many guys can get around on that fastball enough to get the head of the bat on it.
Batiste struck out his first time up. Tommy Green waits on deck. Breaking ball outside, ball 1. Pedro Martinez, 22 years of age. He'll be 23 on July the 25th, signed by the Dodgers as a free agent in June of '88.
Floyd has to be loose over there, the first baseman for the Expos, because Martinez is bringing over there to first base, just like he's throwing up and in to one of these batters.
How about Mel Roberts?
Well, yeah.
He almost got him.
Yeah, he sure did.
Batiste fouls it back in the count at 1 ball and a strike on Kim Batiste.
I mean, especially when you stop to think that Floyd over at first base is a converted outfielder. That has to be his main focus, is to make sure that he keeps his eye on Martinez.
Good block of that pitch by Fletcher on a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice play by the catcher.
Fletcher, a good receiver, and you'll see this ball in the dirt. Nice play, stayed down. It came up quite a bit on him, and those in-between hops like that really come up are tough for a catcher.
Yeah, well, this guy has a lot of spin on that breaking ball. A lot of times catcher shifts on that ball and doesn't try to backhand it. Two and 1 now to Batiste with Jordan at short lead off first, and now Batiste tires of waiting, steps out.
I mean, short. That is a very small lead that Ricky Jordan is featuring over there.
He knows he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but heck.
Little looper, base hit, right field. Jordan has to, and Walker boots it. Jordan doesn't see it, though. Jordan knew he had a hustle going into second with his arm, and he didn't see it get away from him.
That's exactly right. Walker came in charging that ball, thinking that he might have had a play at Jordan at second base. Matisse gets sawed off, and the ball barely gets over the second baseman's head. Walker, the outfielder that he is with that strong arm, he wanted to make a play on second base.
Yeah, and Jordan knew that, and he was hightailing it for second with his head down, just intent on not getting forced, so he didn't see the ball get away.
We're going to see Ricky Jordan. He slides into second base right there. He's up and looking for the ball out in center field.
Too late there.
Yeah, I don't think he's looking at the ball in that situation. He thinks it's over that way, and in fact, it was out in right center.
See if Tommy Green is up there to bunt. He is not. The pitch is outside. We mentioned, don't have the numbers on it this year, but last year, Pedro Martinez allowed 0 sacrifice bunts.
Yeah, it probably takes more nerve to turn around and face it.
Exactly right. That's what
it does to bail out and swing.
You don't want to be half turned when this guy fires one inside. So you get a little happy feet in there when you try to bunt off him. Green beats it foul third base side, over the dugout and into the crowd. And the count at 1-1.
I mean, this is really unusual. Green's a good hitter, no question about it. But when a guy can throw as hard as Martinez and you're trying to get as many runs as you can, you know, you usually would have the pitcher sacrificing this inning, which is normally easier than advancing it.
What a hook that was. Tommy Green's, of course, up there swinging fastball.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. A little spin right there, and he didn't have a chance. Well, I hope he's not looking for that slider again right here, and he busts him inside with a fastball.
Yeah, don't get hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes on him with 1 out, 2 on, and Lenny Dykstra waiting on deck. Up the middle. Oh, it hit the mound and slowed up and might be a double play. That ball hit the mound and turned into a double play. 6-4-3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Through 4, 2-0.
You can't use a mobile phone to say.
Okay, we're ready to sign a contract.
You can't use a mobile phone to whisper.
Daddy misses you too, sweetheart.
A mobile phone will not let you send.
Here comes the fax.
And it will not let you hear.
The meeting's been changed.
Unless
Hello?
the call goes through. A mobile phone is only as good as the system it's on. Choose Bell Atlantic Mobile.
For years, the people of New England had a secret. A secret that guarded them from the harsh weather. A secret that protected their wooden vessels from the raging storms. And what they use to protect their wood, you can use to protect yours. Wood preservatives, stains, clears. Cuprinol, we promise the best.
Here's to you. I wasn't even looking when my old boss called. He said he had an opening, more responsibility, an office with a great view, even a piece of the business. I told him I'd think about it.
Oh, you got my message?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, but that might still fit.
Dad can be pretty convincing.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic. Oh, by the way, parked in my spot.
Proud to be your bud.
Chris, the Expos got a little help from that mound right there that you're looking at on that ball that was hit by Tommy Green. It's a two-hopper here, though. 1, 2, and the second hop hits the mound. He got jammed on a fastball. It just makes it that much easier for Cordero to come over and make that double play.
I don't think it would have gotten through, but I think Cordero would have had it fielded a little bit deeper than he did, and maybe would have only gotten one out of it if the mound hadn't slowed it up.
Maybe. He got in his kitchen pretty good there. You know, it's questionable. He could have maybe beat it out, but turned out to be a double play, and Lenny Dykstra didn't get a chance to bat.
Right. Here comes Pedro Martinez. Followed then by Mike Lansing and Juan Bell. 2-0 Phillies in the 5th.
Chris, you made the point that no one has sacrificed successfully off of Pedro Martinez.
That was last year, and I looked over their notes to see if anything happened this year.
I mean, but still, it's a situation where maybe he wouldn't have been able to get the sacrifice down, but he still would have had one of the better hitters on the team come up with men in scoring position, with the man in scoring position.
Letting Green hit away there because he's a pretty good hitting pitcher, and he did hit into the double play. Martinez swings and misses at a high fastball. Pedro grounded to second, broke his bat his first time up. Breaks another bat. Hits that one to Jordan, and Pedro Martinez is now 0 for 21 in his major league career. 1 out here in the 5th.
Well, we're getting in that time for Tommy Green where, you know, he has to get over that hurdle mentally to get past the 5th and 6th innings, get late into the ball game. If he has the stamina, if he can get it done. I mean, the Expos have seen him a couple times, and now they're going to be seeing what they can do to him as far as damage. So it'd be interesting to see how Tommy holds up here.
Longest outing of the year, 6 1/3, his last time out, and he's at 60 pitches right now. Certainly not an evening where the weather would influence your stamina, because it's very windy and cool here at the vet. Strike 1 to Lansing, who's 0 for 2. He's lined to center, fly to right, and this pitch misses away. 1-1. Tommy Green 13-0 in his last 20 games here at Veterans Stadium. How do you think he's throwing tonight?
I think he's throwing pretty good. And, you know, he has good location, you know, and I think that's the main thing for Tommy Green right now, especially as he's coming back trying to build his stamina. He may not have the velocity he wants, so it's imperative that he's able to get that breaking ball where he wants, and location is going to be very important for him.
Good location on that, and just what you're talking about, and gets a strikeout on Lansing, 2 outs.
There's a breaking ball here. You see Darren, he's sitting up a little bit on the outside part of the plate, but Tommy Green, a good job at throwing that ball right at the corner and then having it break just a tad outside.
Well, that's a sharp slider that he wants to throw. He throws that curveball to left-handed hitters. Juan Bell, the batter. He's been on base twice tonight and hits it to deep right field. Eisenreich going away back, has it at the warning track. And that'll do it for Montreal here in the 5th inning. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 4 1/2. 2-0.
New Neapolitan pizza from Pizza Hut tastes so authentic, it's fooling everyone.
It's from Carlos on 10th.
DeLuca's on 2nd. Rosanio's on Church.
From Sal's on Liberty. See?
Hand-stretched dough, rich tomato sauce, and whole milk mozzarella.
I can tell by the sauce. This cheese is talking.
The sauce is a dead giveaway. Oh, you want to go to Sal's? You go way down. You can't walk.
Get 1 large Neapolitan pizza for just $7.99 or 2 for $11.99 every day at Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? I was going to say that. I didn't want to, blurt it right out,
It was for immigrants and their children and their dreams. It was for families. For new beginnings. And today, there's still just one reason why we always do our best. It's for you. Mellon PSFS.
The Astros and the Wild Thing come to town Friday, May 27th at 7:35, Saturday, May 28th at 7:05, and Sunday, May 29th at 1:35, when all kids 14 and under get a free beach towel featuring the National League Championship logo, compliments of MAB Paints. The Astros come in. Mitch Williams comes back. Reserve your tickets now. Call 463-1000. That's 463-1000.
Phillies baseball is brought to you in part by Nationwide Insurance Enterprise. Nationwide is on your side. Your Nationwide agent in Berwyn is Robert Dolphus.
Phillies baseball day camps are upon us for boys and girls 7 to 14 years of age. There are 15 great locations. Plus, you get a once-in-a-lifetime chance to enjoy a day of fun right here at Veterans Stadium. All you have to do is call 215-446-3636. 215-446-3636. There's a potential young man for Phillies baseball day camps, and they do have a terrific time out here the day they come out to the vet. I get to meet John Vukovic. Vuk does a great job. Vuk is one of the great instructors you ever want to be around. He does a terrific job with kids.
Yeah, he does. The whole staff does that come out for those things. I mean, the biggest thing that these kids are in awe of, and when they see how big that field is when they're down there on it, I mean, you got them there, they're captain.
Yeah. The Phillies coaches get involved in that. As Gary said, all of them do a great job. Vuk is the one who coordinates the thing for the Phillies. Used to do it with Kurt Funk. I don't know if Kurt's still running them or not, but they're very successful. Dykstra, the batter, he has singled and doubled, and Lenny has scored his 40th run of the year. Also has his 19th double, which leads the league. 40 runs leads the league, and he's stolen a base.
Oh, you probably haven't heard that Kurt got a promotion now. He's Curtis.
It's Curtis?
Right. You got to know those things.
Next thing I'll hear will be Mr. Funk. And it is Happy Harry's night here at the ballpark. And there he is, Happy Harry. Never seen him look like that.
Really?
What's going on here? He's talking to Lee Thomas right now on Happy Harry night. He is a happy guy. Three balls and one strike on Lenny, trying to get on here to lead off the fifth inning. Oh, he had a good swing at that. Fouled it straight back. 3-2 on Lenny Dykstra.
You know, speaking of Harry, I had a chance to attend a banquet for him over at, he was honored by the Boy Scouts. Saw a nice little piece on there from his colleagues, you and Whitey and Andy.
Yeah, we had some fun with that video.
Yeah, but it's good to see Harry get recognized. I mean, he's the first guy to show up at anything you're trying to put on to raise money, and it was good to see him honored by the Boy Scouts.
Amen. 3-2 to Dykstra. Check swing foul out of play left side. Lenny might have gone after ball 4 there. Tough to, I would think, to stay off this guy's high fastball.
Well, you saw that's the second time you've seen Lenny Dykstra check swing. The last time he got a base hit. But there's so much movement on that ball, and you have so little time to react that you get started, and then the next thing you know, you're committed.
Shot right at Lansing, the third baseman. Good piece of hitting by Dykstra, and a fine play by Lansing, who was playing him way off the line. Early in the count, Lansing is up, and that ball would have gotten by him.
Hey, but you know, you made the point earlier about how things even out. That's why Lenny's saying he's glad he got that check swing base hit, because now he hits one on the line, and sure enough, the guy's right there. I mean, he's playing him way off the line, too.
Here's Mickey Morandini. Mickey doubled to left his first time up, knocked in a run, and scored a run. He's also flied to deep left center. Ooh, change up, curveball, and fastball.
Change up with some sink to it. I mean, he swung over the top of that. That ball went down pretty good.
Well, his brother has some change up too. I mean, see him at 75 pitches. Let's try it again.
Yeah, it was successful.
How about how his arm comes and whips through, and then that changeup kind of squirts out of his hand?
Well, I think it's that whipping motion that gives him that movement on it, and also gives him the ability to throw that velocity. That velocity he has.
Fly ball left field. Alou to his left, and Moises puts it away with 2 down.
See, I think that's the thing about Martinez that's somewhat puzzling, in that he'll get ahead of in the count and then give a hitter something to hit. I mean, Dykstra, the at-bat before, even when he had 2 strikes on him in his first at-bat, he threw him a breaking ball that he could hammer. Morandini, that time right there, threw him 2 good changeups, and then a fastball right there he could handle.
It's Gilleredia warming up. Phillies have seen him before as a starter and reliever. He used to be with the Giants, and they've seen him in an Expos uniform before. Your point being, this guy has put him away stuff and is not doing it necessarily.
Right. He just makes some mistakes with his pitches, and he seemed to get him in trouble.
Dave 0 for 2. Fly ball to center and a pop-up.
And a lot of times people hearing you talk about how good someone throws, and you have to wonder, why is he getting hit so hard? Well, you make mistakes, and big leagues hitters will let you know about it.
Pedro Martinez, first year in a Montreal uniform. A ball and a strike on Hollins. Fouled up, out of play, just off to our left and into the crowd.
There's Felipe Alou, Dominican product.
He could play.
Sure could.
2-2. Tough hitter.
I played in the Dominican one year. Didn't last very long, but I played down there. Felipe Alou was he was managing down there at the time. Great guy.
Mariano Duncan's uncle was asking about you the other night. Pedro Duncan. He knows you from the Dominican. Here's a little pop-up towards short. Cordero puts it away. And a strong inning for Pedro Martinez. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We are through 5. 2-0 Phils.
I see it all out here.
Whoa, check out the Ranger.
Climbers get in trouble. Sometimes they need help. Hey, it can happen to anyone.
Are you okay? You'll have to swing over to me.
For all you do.
Budweiser. Crisp, clean, classic.
Proud to be your buddy.
Did you know that every bottle of very fine apple quenchers is a blend of 3 different fruits? Well, it is. Apple peach plum, apple strawberry banana. You can actually taste all 3 fruits in each one. In fact, you can even detect the flavors in a bottle of apple quenchers just by sniffing the cap. Apple peach kiwi. And it was bottled by a woman named Florine, who, when she goes home at night, dresses as a goat and sings show tunes. She's quite good.
The time has finally come for the cordless power roller from Wagner. Now you control the flow of paint, so the Wagner power roller can cut jobs in half. Smoothly and evenly, it can cover areas twice as fast. And cleanup is a snap, so you can finish one job and do another. Get your hands on a real value, because the value of Wagner keeps on rolling.
Well, do you love sports? Do you love Prism? If you're a current Prism subscriber, call 1-800-56-PRISM, and you'll receive a free 1-year subscription to The Fan, courtesy of Prism. It's the new magazine no fan should be without, courtesy of the channel no fan should be without. Prism, call 1-800-56-PRISM. That's the number right there on your screen.
Say, Chris, could you tell me maybe what some restrictions may apply, or on that little disclaimer or whatever that was?
If you do the games, you can't have it.
Oh.
Marquise Grissom leads it off, and Marquise takes it inside. He has been on twice on errors tonight, one by Hollins, one by Batiste. This guy seems like he's always on base against the Phillies. Fouled out of play. Last night, he was on base 4 out of 5 times, and tonight he's on both times. So 6 out of 7 times Grissom has been on base. Dalton threw him out last time, attempting to steal on a strong throw. Fly ball off the end of the bat. Thompson coming in. Got him to pull off on that one.
He did a hanger up in the strike zone, and he hit it off the end of the bat. I mean, the ball's not carrying at all out here. This is a pitch up in the strike zone, and you see Marquise just pulls off a little bit. And see, you know, you hit that ball up there and you look and say, geez, you take off because you have to run.
If I could have just kept my shoulder in.
Yep.
Larry Walker, the batter. He lined a vicious liner to Lenny Dykstra his first time up. Last time up, struck out on a high fastball.
He did. He appeared to be fooled. Tommy Green got him to chase after a bad pitch, so Tommy's doing his thing.
Pop way in the air and play a ball. Dave Hollins circles around, 2 down. 7 in a row retired now by Tommy Green.
Another pitch up in the strike zone. He got Grissom to chase a pitch up in the strike zone, and that time Walker went after one.
Does that have any significance?
No.
Sometimes, you know, when guys are living up there and they're getting away with it, means their ball's moving a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a lack of discipline on these guys' part. I mean, they're not making them work. They're not making them work at all.
Which is fine for Tommy Green. Here's Alou, 0 for 2.
Alou hit a seed his last time up down to Hollins.
Hard ground ball to third. He also hit a fly ball to Dykstra. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 Phils. Now Alou, being more patient, runs a 2-0 count. Moises Alou, originally with the Pittsburgh organization, traded over here. Ooh, hit the deep center field. Dykstra going back. He won't get it. It'll one-hop the wall. And Moises Alou will stop at second with a double, and he hit that right on the nose.
He did. He was ahead in the count, 2-0. He got a fastball, and he nailed it. Unlike the rest of the guys for the Expos who are chasing pitches out of the strike zone, Alou gets 2-0 and gets a pitch he can handle.
Double number 15 for Alou.
I guess that's why he's hitting 3 in a whole bunch.
There you see that 15th double. Darren Fletcher has a check swing single to left, and he has walked. So the Expos with a runner in scoring position for the first time since the 3rd inning. And Tommy Green wants Dalton to go through the signs again. It's been a while since somebody's been down there at second where you had to worry about changing the signs. Comes in on him with a good fastball. 0-1. Seems like they're trying to pitch Fletcher in. Or as the players say, crowd him.
Well, I tell you one thing about Darren Dalton. Is he throwing well or what?
Yeah.
Gee. Quick release, strong arm.
And they come back inside again. He did not get it in there, and Fletcher hits it into center field for a base hit. Alou will score, and the Expos pick up a 2-out run on an RBI single by Fletcher. Well, if you're going to pitch inside, I guess you got to get it inside, and he didn't.
No, he didn't. Again, a ball up in the strike zone. This time Fletcher swinging down on the ball hits it right back up the middle. But you would have to think that it's a little late in the ball game for Tommy Green to be pitching up in the strike zone. One thing it could signify is getting a little tired, not finishing off his with his delivery. I think it's more of that than it is having a lot of movement on the ball.
There's Alou, got it started with a 2-out double. Cliff Floyd, the batter. Ricky Jordan is playing off Fletcher at first base, trying to take the hole away, figuring Fletcher won't run in this situation.
Now, Floyd is a guy, I mean, you really have to be careful with him because they've been getting him out the whole series with everything. You know, if he was just showing one weakness, they've been getting him out inside, outside, so you don't really know what he can do. But you know he can hit that baseball with some authority when he gets a pitch he can handle. So you don't really know how to pitch him. You've been getting him out with everything.
Good block by Dalton on that ball in the dirt. 2-0. Yeah, you can just see he has tremendous athletic ability. He just doesn't know the strike zone yet.
Exactly, and I think they're, you know, you go up there and as a young player you give away so many at bats before you really learn to think as a major league hitter. It's different for a lot of guys. Some guys have more discipline. But it doesn't look like he's learning from at-bat to at-bat on how they want to work him.
Patient here outside 3-0. On deck is a right-handed batting Cordero. Expos have struck now with 2 outs on a double by Alou and a single by Fletcher.
See, I think the best thing you can do with this guy right here is let him swing 3-0. You know he's going to get a fastball, and he can just go ahead and hope it's right down the middle. Ooh, like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has that kind of ability.
I guess you're not going to give a kid struggling a little bit of 3-0 green light.
I mean, you let him play in this situation, and he's just not been able to get anything going. Why do you hit and run sometimes? Just to do something, to get the guy to do something different that may turn it around for him.
3-1. There goes Fletcher. Hard ground ball, just foul first base side. Now the count now is full on Cliff Floyd as Darren Fletcher heads on back to first.
I'm saying right here we got a trick pitch coming. I don't mean a trick pitch, but I mean he's going to throw him something off speed in my opinion.
Okay. Well, we'll see if pick it up here from Darren Dalton.
Oh.
Fastball away.
Yeah,
they shoved to get to it.
Yeah, they.
Fastball away is foul away to the left side. Well, I guess Darren Dalton wanted. If they figured if they're going to throw a fastball, they were going to try and stay away from his power in that situation, keep the ball away from him.
I mean, we saw last night with Kurt Schilling how they tried to get underneath his hands. They've been able to get him out.
Going back out there again. Fastball away. Fouled away again. Comes Fletcher on back as he's been off with the 3-2 pitch both times. Also ran 3-1.
Well, here it is.
Here's your trick pitch. Breaking ball, and he beats it foul. Minding the Minors is coming up after this half inning. Be sure and stay tuned as Harry Rosen will talk with a Phillies prospect.
Which one?
This is Jeff Key, who is the Phillies' 4th pick in the '93 draft. According to Larry, being compared to Marquise Grissom.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we read those, well, I don't want to get into that.
Walked him ball 4. So now Green in a little 2-out trouble as Johnny Padres takes a stroll to the mound. Nobody up in the Phillies bullpen.
This was 2 outs. Tommy Green had a chance to get past that magic number for him, the 6th.
This is his longest outing. He's gone 6 2/3. His longest outing prior to this had been last time out 6 1/3. He had 2 easy outs in this inning, then all of a sudden got into trouble when he fell behind Alou. The New York Mets are coming to town on Friday. We'll have the first pitch pregame show at 7 o'clock, and then the ball game for you at 7:30. Our first look at Dallas Green and his New York Mets, who have played well this year. Fergosi and Padres talk it over after Johnny comes back to the dugout. Low ball 1. Darren Fletcher at second base. Cliff Floyd at first. Fletcher does not run well. Floyd can fly.
See, I don't know if it's by design or what, but the Expos patient this inning, Chris, getting some base runners now.
After the first 2 hitters.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they heard you. Breaking ball for a strike. Wilfredo Cordero from Puerto Rico. One and one. Ooh, fouled away right side. It's hittable.
Yeah, definitely right there. Got to. 1-1.
1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. 1 Tommy Green clinging to a 1-run lead now. It's 2-1. Phillies scored 2 in the first. The Expos have just scored a run here in the 6th inning, and Fletcher leads off second, and Floyd now leading off first base. Pop-up foul out of play.
Tommy Green, a good job that time of hitting Darren Dalton's glove, or at least throwing right in that direction. Stood up Cordero. Now a good chance to go back with that breaking ball and try and nibble at that outside corner. We saw him strike him out on that pitch. Wasn't it him on his last at bat?
No, he grounded out. I know what you're talking about, though. That might have been, well, Floyd earlier. No, it was Lansing. That one bounces up there in the dirt. He struck Lansing out on a breaking ball in the dirt.
Whatever.
Or away. Yeah.
Whoever.
I know what you meant.
But he stood him up and then came back with the breaking ball right there.
The one to Lansing was not in the dirt. It was a good hard slider down and away that he chased. That ball was in the dirt. Now it's 2-2.
Big pitch here. You don't want to go 3-2 and have those runners moving.
Lou Frazier's in the on-deck circle, too, to bat for Martinez. 3-2-2 pitch, fouled off, came back up and hit him.
See, that's a good example there. Why you try and pitch hitters away. You see Cordero that time, that ball was away. The reason it hit him was because he was trying to pull it back the other way. And the ball comes back. Watch him go out and get it. Then he turns his hands over like that and try to pull the ball back the other way. That's why pitchers try to pitch the location, let the hitter get himself out. Boy, it looks a little like Manny Trio, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, I mentioned that earlier. He looks a lot like Manny Trio. Poor guy. Just kidding,
yeah,
Manny.
It's almost as bad as looking like Darren Dalton.
Yeah. Boy, Manny Trio, what a good guy. Well, he did what you didn't want him to do. 3-2. Everybody will be off. This gives the Expos an advantage now to try and score Fletcher from second.
Well, you know, here's the key right here. Cordero, I think, if anything, is a fastball hitter, and he's going to be sitting on one at this point.
He is a fastball hitter. You are correct. There's your situation. We are in the 6th. Low ball 4. He walked him. So the bases are loaded, and it looks like Lou Frazier is going to bat for Martinez. Here he comes. And the call goes to the bullpen. Comes Lou Frazier. He's done a good job as an extra man. There's Gil Heredia warming up. Martinez's night is finished. Frazier batting .419, 3 for 10 as a pinch hitter with 2 runs batted in. He's a switch hitter, but all 31 of his at-bats have come from the left side. Lou Frazier batting for Martinez, and he fouls it off. That's the end of the game for Pedro Martinez, who looked like he thought he was going to hit.
Well, you know he's pulling for Frazier. Base hit, he could go out and be the winner in this ball game. He could also be the loser or have no decision. Wonder which one he wants.
High 1-1.
But look at Frazier, how upright he is. I mean, there's no bend at all. Big target for a pitcher.
Larry Anderson is in the Phillies bullpen, just activated this afternoon. There he is.
Chris, look how upright this guy stands.
Really upright.
And that's where you would think you could pitch him down there.
Ball 2. 2-1. But Tommy Green had 2 outs and nobody on base in this inning, and all of a sudden trouble. You can see it on their faces. Ball 3. Now the crowd is getting quite restless.
I think whether he gets out of this inning or not, This will be the last inning. I mean, you can see the velocity starting to leave. We questioned why is he throwing everything up. Obviously, he's not finishing off his delivery and keeping the ball high in the strike zone.
3-1 to Lou Frazier, the pinch hitter.
Woo.
Line drive, center field. Dykstra going back. He's there and makes the play, and they get out of it. In the inning, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and the Expos will leave them loaded. There's your score, 2-1.
Meet 19-year-old Jeff Key, the pride of Covington, Georgia, the Phillies' 4th pick in the 1993 draft, whose combination of power and speed at Martinsville a year ago has made him a prospect to watch. But Key knows he is young and raw. He had signed at a Florida junior college before the Phillies came a-calling a year ago, and his own assessment of his skills mirrors that of the Phillies front office.
I stole 26 out of 26 bases in high school. I figured I got speed. I hit like 12 home runs, but I got to work on my defense. But I work for it. I figure, I should be here.
What would you be looking forward to in '94? What are you hoping to accomplish?
Better average, not to strike out so much, and more stolen bases.
Well, June movies, more great movies are coming your way this June on Prism. You'll see the family adventure Free Willy. Also Kevin Kline in Dave, James Woods in Digstown, and Madonna in Body of Evidence. Another great month of movies coming this June right here on Prism. That's the ball game right now. Another good one, 2-1. The Phillies lead it. They just escaped a bases loaded jam with 2 outs as pinch hitter Lou Frazier flied out to center field, and that means there's a new pitcher in the ball game as Martinez is finished for the evening, and it's the right-hander Gil Heredia. There you see the numbers on him. Mentioned the Phillies originally saw this guy in a San Francisco uniform. And Pedro Martinez, the pitcher of record at this point.
Chris, we kind of speculated that might be all for Tommy Green. You see Larry Anderson still throwing up in the Phillies bullpen. So
I think you're right. I think, a lot of times when a pitcher expends that much to get out of an inning, and he hasn't pitched that much all year, the manager will take him out of a game. So we'll see what happens. Darren Dalton will lead it off against Heredia. Heredia is 6'1". He's a 205-pounder from Tucson, Arizona. Dalton fouls it off left side out of play. Heredia originally selected by the San Francisco Giants in the 9th round of the June '87 draft. There's Tommy Green on the bench with the jacket on. Acquired by Montreal in August of '92 for Brett Jenkins, an infielder. And Dalton takes it high. Darren tonight has knocked in a run with a sacrifice fly, his 29th of the year, and walked. Tries to check, does he? Yes, says Jeff Kellogg, the third base umpire. Dalton off Heredia is 2 for 4 with a home run, and check this, 7 runs batted in with 2 hits. Strike called.
Any sacrifice flies in that?
Guess there's a grand slam in there somewhere, huh?
Unless there's a sacrifice fly or a bases loaded walk or something.
Misses low. Well, last year off him, he was 1 for 1 with 3 RBIs, so obviously the other hit was a salami 2 years ago. Dalton up the middle and through for a base hit. That's kind of like the ball he hit last night that Henry picked.
Yeah, Heredia, a bad pitch up in the strike zone. And Darren Dalton just top of the ball right back through the middle. Look at the pitch. Up. And through.
In case you missed it this afternoon, the California Angels fired Buck Rogers today and replaced him with Florida Marlins pitching coach Marcel Lachman.
Have two of those Latchmans running teams now, huh?
Yep, Rene loses his brother as his pitching coach. The Angels have lost 3 in a row, and they're 16-23. They're still only 2 games out. That funky division. Latchman will take over the club Thursday. Bobby Knopp, who's Jim Fragosi's old roommate, will manage the Angels tonight and Wednesday against the Chicago White Sox. Time is called as there's something loose in the outfield. So Buck Rogers fired today and replaced by Marcel Latchman. Is that a pool ball?
They said it was the 8 ball that he put in that corner pocket over there.
We got a camera on the 8 ball out there, huh? Eisenreich is 1 for 2, and Jim takes it high for a ball. Boy, you guys are the best, huh?
There it is, 8 ball.
8 ball in the side pocket, huh? A little pool out here at the vet tonight. Well, these guys don't miss a thing in that truck.
It's not like they got all kinds of stuff to do down there.
Unless it's warm. Base hit to left field. They can use their hands down there. Jim Eisenreich gets it in the hole to left, and the Phillies have something going here against Heredia.
Jim Eisenreich getting his second base hit.
Felipe Alou, Gary, taking his shot there with Frazier. Try and get maybe some runs. Takes his pitcher out. Now the bullpen in a little bit of trouble. And here comes Joe Kerrigan out.
Definitely a time, though, for Alou. He had a chance to go ahead right there by using his best pinch hitter, and he took it. Can't blame him for that. I mean, that's what you need the guys that are pitching the middle relief for you to do, to come in, shut it down until you can get, keep it close till you can come back and score some runs.
Martinez with a walk and 3 strikeouts as old friend Joe Kerrigan goes out there to have a word with Heredia, and Tim Scott, a right-hander, starts throwing in Montreal's pen.
I think Kerrigan saying, look, they got 2 men on, but neither one has really hit the ball that hard. If there's anything to fault, especially on the ball that Darren Dalton hit, it was up in the strike zone a little bit.
If you're looking ahead later in the game, too, the Expos now have no left-handed pinch hitters available. Frazier was their only one, the switch hitter. And Ricky Jordan will bat, followed by Milt Thompson. And Ricky Jordan will not bunt here because Ricky Jordan doesn't bunt. And he fouls it out of play. The Expos didn't even think about it. They were way back at third and first.
Hey, man, Tommy Green didn't have to bunt. So why should we think Ricky Jordan's going to be up there punting?
Swing and a miss at a breaking ball.
Ricky Jordan with 2 strikes here, though, has to put this ball in play. Have to choke up, show a little discipline, and put the ball in play.
Which is not Ricky Jordan's game, really.
No, it's not. It's like bunting's not his game. But this is a situation there where, you've had your 2 shots at going for what it is you can do best. Now you got to try and help the team.
A lot of room in right center. Grissom shaded over towards left center, playing him to pull off Heredia. Right-hander's pitch. Low and inside. According to our numbers here, this is the first time Jordan has ever faced this right-hander. Darren Dalton at second base and Jim Eisenreich at first. 2-1 Phillies in the 6th inning. Struck him out. But down on strikes goes Jordan. And that'll bring up Milt Thompson. That's the first out of the inning.
Ricky not getting the job done. Looks like a sinker inside. And he was just completely fooled on that pitch.
Milt tonight has popped a short fly to center. 1 for 1 off Heredia. Right-hander's pitch is foul off his leg at home plate.
Well, again, that's not Milt Thompson right there. Milt Thompson, when he was raising his batting average, is hitting the ball the other way. That's a big swing for Milt. Watch here. Boom, way inside. It bounces, then comes up and hits him in the thigh. Inner thigh.
Took his breath away a little.
I mean, hat has to go off to Milt Thompson, though. You know, there was some talk during spring training about who was going to be the regular left fielder, how the platoon situation was going to work out. Milt Thompson didn't say a word, came out and played hard every day. And, you know, I can remember him telling me on many occasions, I'm just going to go out there and do my job and let the chips fall where they may. Sure enough, they may be right here.
Like a lot of older players now, when they were younger, they would have popped off. Now they just kind of let it go.
Oh, yeah.
They learn.
I think Milt learned from me. He saw how I used to pop off.
Not you.
And learned.
Foul ball. You were quite a quiet pop off.
Yeah. Pop off through silence.
Everybody knew how you were feeling though. Gary's old buddy Dallas Green will be in here on Friday.
I thought that might bring up some memories. He's saying that. Be down to see the Big D.
Yep. No balls and 2 strikes now on Thompson. Phillies trying to get some more here in the 6th. Thompson, a little looper to right. It's in for a base hit. Dalton got a great jump and he'll score. Tremendous base running by Dalton on that play, taking away Larry Walker's strong arm, and the Phillies have a 3rd run lead at 3-1 on a single by Milt Thompson.
Chris, you say good base running, good hitting by Milt Thompson, number 1, but Darren Dalton, knowing when that ball was hit that it was not going to be caught. That's the key to being a good base runner. You know where the fielders are playing, so that when the ball's hit, you know if it's going to be caught or not. And with Larry Walker, that's a big advantage, knowing he's not going to catch it and you can take off.
Absolutely, because if you don't get a good jump, Boa has to stop the runner at 3rd base. And Darren got a great jump and scored and didn't let Walker bother you.
Well, the thing is, if you're not aware of where Walker is playing.
Hard ground ball and a base hit to left. Boa is going to hold Eisenreich at 3rd. These guys throw the best in the league, and he wisely held him at 3rd, and that will probably send Tommy Green back. We'll see if he's going to stay in the game or not. If he's not going to, they're not going to hook him, he'll hit. They won't take him out of the game because he has a 2-run lead, it looks like.
Well, here's a base hit by Batista. It's hit pretty hard, but the deterrent is the fact that Alou gets to the ball so quickly. One of the advantages of playing shallow is the 3rd base coach sees you pick up that ball, and he knows that he can't send the runner at that time. If the outfielder is deep and still approaching the ball, then he's going to make him come up and throw.
Boa was really caught in between then, too, because he knows how well Alou throws. This outfield throws the best in the league, all 3 of them. And Gil Heredia did not get the job done. Tim Scott is being called in from the bullpen.
Here's Moises Alou charging that ground ball. Comes up. I mean, they have good form, good accuracy. These guys are right on. I think called the best outfield, and rightfully so.
That's because of the way they throw. They have great range out there, and they all can run.
Yep.
So Felipe Alou makes a 2nd pitching change of the ball game. Phillies lead at 3-1. We'll be right back.
The Phillies take on Doc Gooden and the New York Mets Friday, May 20th at 7:35. Saturday, May 21st at 7:05. And Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35, when kids 14 and under get a free growth chart featuring the Fanatic and Darren Dalton. Compliments of the Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association, the Phillies and the Mets, and a free growth chart with Darren Dalton. For tickets, call 463-1000. shopping.
9 out of 10 use it. All aboard the genuine Bell Atlantic Yellow Pages.
Here's a big right-hander, Tim Scott, 27 years of age, 6'2", 205-pounder, out of Hanford, California. Selected by the Dodgers, second round of the June '84 draft, signed by San Diego as a minor league free agent November of 1990, and then acquired by Montreal in June of '93 from San Diego for Archie Sinfracco. Phillies have one left-handed hitter on the bench, Tony Longmire, who was ill last night. I don't know his condition tonight. The rest of the hitters off the bench are all right-handed. Phillies have a 3-1 lead with the bases loaded at 1 out, and Tommy Green will bat and stay in the game.
Yeah, well, shows you how much I know. I thought for sure that he would get thrown enough pitches and was running out of gas at the end of the last inning. Doesn't mean it's not true.
He's at 97 pitches at this point. As a hitter tonight, he has struck out and grounded into a double play. So the Phillies in a situation to get more here, leading by 2. They answered back with 1 here in the 6th. Tim Scott. Pitch to Tommy Green. Strike called on a fastball. Scott last year was San Diego and Montreal, 7-2 in 56 games with a 3.01 earned run average. 71 and 2/3 innings, 69 hits. And it's 0-2 on a check swing foul.
Did you happen to hear Ray Shore on Richie Ashburn's show today? You know, he's a Philly scout who scouts all of baseball, and you know, he was talking about the lack of pitching in Major League Baseball, and this is the area that he really highlighted. The middle relief pitching is really subpar. He said he's just traveled all over the country, and it seems to be the same everywhere. We're seeing evidence of it here, where Montreal bringing in middle relief and getting nailed. See ya.
Struck him out on 3 pitches. Tommy Green strikes out, and Lenny Dykstra will now bat with him loaded. He is 2 for 3 tonight.
Tommy Green obviously didn't see the ball well. I mean, because he's the guy that does not take fastballs. He can put the ball in play.
And it's Ray Shore, who Gary was just talking about. His nickname is Snacks. Longtime super scout with the Cincinnati Reds during their heyday as the Big Red Machine. Has been with the Phillies for a number of years. Dykstra thought it was outside. Strike called by Dana Demuth. Tim Scott trying to put out the fire here, and he's gotten 1 out. Lenny with 1 at bat off Scott last year, 0 for 1.
Don't look now, but Lenny's up over 300. Ooh.
This guy's come in throwing 6 straight strikes. Scott's been pitching well for the Expos. Since losing the 11th inning on April 18th, he's made 7 appearances with a 1-0 record, 7 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He has stranded all 4 base runners that he's inherited in that stretch. He has 3 more out there right now. Oh my, that looked like the same pitch as the first one.
A little up.
Here are the base runners. Jim Eisenreich at third, Bill Thompson at second, and Kim Baptiste at first. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dykstra with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Tim Scott does the job. Comes in and gets 2 strikeouts in the inning. Phillies pick up 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and they leave 3 men on base. We'll see Gary on Friday. We're through 6.
It's a round world, genuine and true. It keeps on spinning, and you always
There's a new kind of energy around here. An energy company that's doing everything it can to help protect your air and your rivers. In fact, it's one of the few in the country that already exceeds those tough new clean air standards and won't have to spend a lot of money on new equipment to help preserve your environment. They planned ahead. There's a new energy company around here and a new name. Pico Energy, focusing our energies on you.
You know in yourselves how good you really are, but to beat some of the talent that we, that we beat here, because there were some really good bands here. And, Bob calls me at work the next morning and says, we won. And I'm like, I'm jumping around in the middle of the store where I work, and everybody's like, he said, we won, we finally did it.
And that's the way it's got to be. I knew it from the start. That's the way it got to be.
You don't want to be all wet? Come get a free beach towel featuring the NL Championship logo for kids 14 and under. Compliments of MAB Paints when the Phillies take on Houston and the Wild Thing. Sunday, May 29th, 1:35. Call 463-1000.
Sunday, May the 29th is Beach Towel Day. The Phillies and the Houston Astros at 1:35. A full-size beach towel for all fans 14 and under. It features the Phillies' 1993 championship logo. Extra big, colorful, and great for all summertime fun. It's compliments of MAB Paint. So make your plans to come out. Order tickets easily by phone. Call 463-1000 or stop by the Vet Stadium ticket office. 3-1 Phillies lead it. Tommy Green still in the ball game. Top of the order, Mike Lansing, Juan Bell, and Marquise Grissom. And back for play-by-play, Todd Callis.
Thank you, Wheels. Lansing so far 0 for 3. Lined out his first time up, also flied out and struck out, and he grounds the first pitch foul. 0-1. Tommy Green to this point has struck out 3. He's allowed 4 Montreal hits. Gotten some trouble last inning with a couple of walks with 2 outs, but only allowed the 1 run. Phil's had an opportunity like they did last night in the bottom half of the 6th. They did score 1, but a chance for a lot more.
Fregosi, as managers will do in the National League because of no DH, always leave yourself open for a second guess. In those situations, you leave the pitcher in, you don't hit for him.
This is pitch number 100 on the night for Tom Green, and he misses down low. It's 2-1.
That's why when you think, why do people ever want to see the DH in this town especially? There's 100 total pitches for Tommy Green, because what just went on in that inning, you don't have it.
Exactly. Strategy in this league, tremendous. Here's a fly ball to left center field. Pretty well hit. Dykstra and Thompson converge, and finally Milk gives way and starts laughing at Lenny.
They were both calling all the way for that one.
You said it midway through.
Oh, I can see trouble coming there. Watch, they're both calling right up to this point almost. And then it's, ooh, let me get out of here. Lenny has it.
Look at Milk start laughing.
Well, Milk whacked the foul ball off his body last inning, which hurt. And then he almost ran into Dykstra. Yeah, he hung in there and got a big hit.
Here's Juan Bell. He's walked, singled, and hit a deep fly ball for an out. 1 for 2 tonight, 2 for 4 as an Expo. Former Phillies shortstop playing second base for Montreal tonight. Felipe Alou had flirted with the idea of playing Lou Frazier at second base. He's more of an outfielder, though, and at this point Felipe has not yet put Frazier in as a starter at second. So while Sean Berry slumps, he's tried Juan Bell over there tonight. Last night we saw Freddie Benavides over there.
Tommy Green now in his longest outing at 6 1/3 innings. He pitched that. We said last inning he'd gone his longest. Of course he had it. It's now 6 1/3.
He has matched his longest, and he's 1 strike away from his 4th strikeout and his longest outing of the night. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the count to Juan Bell. He did throw a bunch of those 100+ pitches last inning. 2-2 pitch just misses the inside corner, and the count runs full. He has run some deep counts to Juan Bell tonight.
Bella's done a pretty good job of working the count with Tommy Green.
3rd full count to Juan Bell. Broken bat looper, shallow center, could be trouble. Dykstra can't get there, and he's going to have to run to second himself. Tommy Green will now cover second. But Dykstra just about a stride and a half away from catching up to that ball, and Juan Bell has a broken bat. Blue pit. Hit number 5 for the Expos and number 2 for Bell.
Yeah, Juan Bell couldn't have served that any better into center field. Just a little blooper off the end of the bat. The infielders couldn't get there, and Dykstra couldn't make it from center. Phillies are going to get the bullpen up again. Larry Anderson had been up earlier. And Johnny Padres is going to come out and stall a little bit.
As opposed to his last start, in which the Pirates really hit the ball hard against Green. Tonight, of those hits, that one got by Ricky Jordan. There was that check swing off the bat of Darren Fletcher. That was a little blue pit. So 3 of the 5 hits really of the dinker variety. The hard hit double by Moises Alou and then the single by Fletcher were legitimate hits. But Green hasn't given up the hard hits like he did in his last outing.
Come to the tough part of the order, though, now when he has to face Grissom, Walker, and Alou, and this is your ball game right here. David West and Heathcliff Slocum starting to throw in the Phillies pen in right field.
Marquise Grissom, the batter, doesn't have a hit tonight, but he's been on base 2 times. Reached on an error by Hollins in the first, reached on an error by Batiste in the third. Was caught stealing in that 3rd inning. Also, he's fly to left, 0 for 3. Bell with a good lead at first. The pitch home is high for a ball, 1-0. Well, coming into this ball game, Tommy Green had the great numbers in the month of May, the great numbers against Montreal, and the great numbers here at the Vet. So he had the trio of stats working in his favor. Right now, he owns a 3-1 lead, the tying run at home plate. Swing and a miss. He chased a high fastball, 1-1.
They have Dave Hollins guarding the line at third now to take away any potential extra base hit from Grissom. There's the third baseman.
Hard hit, base hit into center field. Bell takes the turn and stays at second. That's 2 hits in a row and 6 in the ball game for the Expos. A throw eluded the shortstop Batiste, but Hollins was there to back up, and Johnny Padres is wondering whether the bullpen is ready.
Yeah, because they might think about bringing West in to pitch to Walker. And that's what's going to happen.
Tommy Green's night is over. He goes 6 1/3 innings, just like his last outing. That matches his season high. He leaves with the tying runs on base. Bell on second, Grissom on first. Those are his responsibility. He'll get a nice hand from the crowd as he strolls to the dugout. Phil's lead 3-1. David West in. We'll talk about it next.
Ford dealers know some problems can't be diagnosed in the shop, so they have a unique traveling companion, the Portable Vehicle Analyzer. It records engine data in ways no human eyes and ears can. Then it tells us what's wrong, so it can be serviced right the first time. Quality care, where the quality continues.
For service, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer. And while you're there, test drive the new Ford Windstar.
New Neapolitan pizza from Pizza Hut tastes so authentic, it's fooling everyone.
It's from Carlos on 10th.
DeLuca's on 2nd. Rosanio's on Church.
From Sal's on Liberty. See?
Hand-stretched dough, rich tomato sauce, and whole milk mozzarella.
I can tell by the sauce. This cheese is talking.
The sauce is a dead giveaway. Oh, you want to go to Sal's? You go way down. You can't walk.
Get 1 large Neapolitan pizza for just $7.99 or 2 for $11.99 every day at Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut? I was going to say that. I didn't want to, blurt it right out,
Tommy Green's night is over. He cannot lose this ball game. He can win it, so he keeps his perfect record in May and his career intact. 10-0 in the month of May in his 16th appearance. And on for Tommy Green is the left-hander David West. West has struggled this year, 0-4, 4.66 ERA. His last 4 outings, however, he is not allowed a run. Did get some trouble in his last outing on Sunday against the Pirates. Allowed a couple of walks and a hit, but did not allow a run in that Phillies combined shutout. 1-0 the final on Sunday. West on for Tommy Green here in the 7th. The Expos have runners on first and second and 1 out. Be sure to join host Charlie Roney for a visit to the year 1959 at James Cagney drama Shake Hands with the Devil. It's another visit to Baby Boomer Theater tomorrow night right here on Prism starting at 9 o'clock. What about Tommy Green's outing there, Wheels?
Well, I think overall he's probably happy with it, except that, you know, the manager left him in the game and after with the bases loaded to hit, figuring he could pitch another inning, I guess. And he didn't get him through that inning, and now they have to go to the pen earlier than they wanted.
A little bit of frustration not being able to get through the 7th for Green, but
he gave up the broken bat hit. Probably was the most frustrating one to him because he could have had two outs and nobody on. Juan Bell gave him a tough time tonight.
Bell's on second, Grissom's on first. Larry Walker at the plate, and the first pitch from West misses the outside corner. 1-0. David West this year has appeared in 16 ball games. This is his 17th. He's allowed 21 hits and 17 walks in 19 1/3 innings. So almost 2 base runners per inning, and he's 2-0 to the dangerous Larry Walker, looking to extend a 9-game hitting streak. Bills holding on to a precarious 3-1 lead. That's on the outside corner at the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Walker is lined hard to center field, struck out and popped up. Strikeout was 1 of 3 for Tommy Green. Green allowed 6 hits and 4 walks in 6 1/3 innings. That wasn't close. It's 3-1, and the fans here who have grown impatient with David West this year show their disapproval.
Tommy Green talking it over in the dugout. If he doesn't get Walker, Slocum probably come in to pitch to Alou.
And he doesn't get Walker. He walks Walker. The bases are now loaded with 1 out. And that was the one batter David West had to face. As you mentioned, Wheels, Moises Alou will face the right-hander Heathcliff Slocum. So West, who's been struggling with his control this year, faces 1 batter and walks him. That is now walk number 18 issued by David West on the year in just 19 1/3 innings. It's been a struggle this year. West hoping to find control, but it won't be tonight. Heathcliff Slocum on. David West to the dugout.
Retirement? I'm too young to be worried about retiring.
I'm set. I've been socking away a little of my paycheck every month.
The same company for almost 20 years. They'll take care of me.
You bet I got my nest egg covered.
In these uncertain financial times, turn to Nationwide Financial Services for a wide range of investment alternatives, most of which are tax advantaged. Because someday soon, the quality of your life may depend on the quality of your investments.
Big Four? Yeah, man, I play it every day. Hey, like I'd forget something that important.
Big Four from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Don't forget.
And I check this lock once a week, too.
Did I park on 2? Anyway, I don't think you should go there to get your lottery. Daily number, play it all the time. I'd never forget something that important. Where did I park that car?
The Pennsylvania Lottery's daily number. Don't forget.
Or did I take the bus?
Good crowd on hand watching a very good game once again. The Phillies and the Expos seem to always play good contests. They did last year. They're doing so again this year. 3-1 the score. The bases are full of Expos. Heathcliff Slocum in a difficult situation as David West came on to face the left-hander Larry Walker and walked him. Now the bases are full with 1 out. Phillies holding on to a 3-1 lead. Heathcliff Slocum appearing in his 19th game on the year. Has a 3-0 mark, an ERA at 2.77, but has not fared well against the Expos over his career.
No, he hasn't. 10 games with an 0-1 record and a 9.64 earned run average. Obviously facing them for the first time in a Phillies uniform.
And the first man he will face is second in the National League in batting, Moises Alou, who is 1 for 3 tonight, including a scorching double over the head of Len Dykstra his last time up. Big spot for Slocum. Foul ball out of play, 0-1. He's hoping to preserve this lead for Tommy Green. Green's responsible for Juan Bell on third and Marquise Grissom on second. Walker's the responsibility of David West on first. 1 out. We're in the 7th. Phils lead 3-1. They had a chance for more in the bottom of the 6th. This one gets away from Dalton, heading to the Expo dugout and into the dugout. Bell will score. Everybody else moves up a base. Off the mound, it's 1 base out of play. And now it's a 3-2 ball game.
Oh, well, there's one of the worst things that could possibly happen in this situation is a wild pitch, because it scores a run and then it advances the other runners and takes away any hope of a double play or a force out. A slider in the dirt, bounces away from Dalton, wild pitch. Infield back.
Infield back, meaning they will concede a tie here in the top of the 7th with 1 out on a ground ball. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good slider from Slocum. This is a big man for a strikeout, and Slocum has been picking up the Ks. He has 17 strikeouts in his last 12 appearances. So more than 1 strikeout per inning. And he's ahead of Alou, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Big strikeout for Slocum. With the infield back and 1 out, he Ks the Expos' hottest hitter.
Good sliders by Slocum too. Unfortunately, he bounced that one that got away, but he kept throwing them. Dalton kept calling for the breaking ball. He knew that was a pitch he needed to get Alou, and they finally get him.
Cliff Floyd has been slumping on deck. There is an open base. Any chance Fletcher is pitched around here?
I don't know. You know, they're going to talk about something here. Obviously, Slocum has a feel for what he wants to do and wants to talk to Dalton about it. You know, unfortunately, Todd, the wild pitch happens with Slocum because his best pitch is that hard breaking ball in the dirt. You know, if you walk the bases loaded here, you know, he might wild pitch in a run. And then set up more. So, you know, to me, I would pitch to Fletcher here and hope he can get out of it.
As you see, Fletcher has been a nemesis tonight. 2 for 2. He's also walked. That pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. Although he could wild pitch in this situation.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Here.
But, I mean, if you have the bases loaded, you know, then you got another one in. Then you get second and third again. So, I mean, you just don't want to put too many base runners on at this point. Unless you're really afraid of the hitter.
Inside with a slider, it's 2-0.
Now, they pitched very cautiously to him on the first 2 pitches. That could have been what the conversation was about.
Marquise Grissom on third base. Larry Walker on second. Outstanding speed for the Expos. They trail 3-2. We're in the 7th. 2 outs. 2-0 pitch is grounded off his front foot. It's 2-1.
Playing pretty deep in the outfield, and Walker is a very good runner at second base, and of course forget about Grissom when any ball hit to the outfield, so unlikely you'd be able to prevent them from taking a lead on a ground ball to the outfield.
Line drive left field. That's a base hit. This game is tied. Walker trying to give them the lead. The throw is up the line. Montreal takes a 4-3 lead on the 2 RBI 2-out single up the bat of Darren Fletcher. Oh, the Phils went after Fletcher, and he's now 3 for 3 and knocked in a couple of huge runs right there.
Fastball, they tried to get it in, and he just flips a base hit over the shortstop's head in the left field. That's a good piece of hitting by Darren Fletcher. And a disastrous inning thus far.
Phils had an opportunity to break it open in the bottom half of the 6th inning. They scored just the 1 run. They led 3-1, and now Montreal comes right back with a 3 spot in the top of the 7th. Darren Fletcher has done the damage once again. Here's a hard hit ground ball, but right at Mickey Morandini. He makes the play to first for the final out of the inning. But 3 pitchers used by the Phillies in the 7th. Montreal scores 3 to take the lead. We head to the bottom of the 7th, 4-3 Expos.
I am always losing things. Yesterday I lost my grandma at the mall. Now I can't find my very fine apple juice. I know it's in here somewhere. Orange juice, fruit punch, grape juice. You know what I love about these things? They not only taste great, they're so convenient. There's my apple juice. What's a walker doing in there? Grandma?
The RCA Home Theater with SRS gives you rich, powerful theater-like sound with no extra speakers or wires. When there's one in the neighborhood, you'll know it.
RCA Home Theater products available at all American appliance stores throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Freshest potatoes, pure filtered vegetable oil. Hers, it's the way they're made.
Hello, I'm Dick Vermeil. What is the best home remedy for a sty? Simply apply warm compresses for 10 to 15 minutes, 3 or 4 times a day. If the sty does not start to diminish within a few days, you should contact your eye doctor.
Terrific gift item for all kids 14 and under. It's a large-size growth chart featuring the Philly fanatic and Darren Dalton. It's full-color, extra-big growth chart, compliments of Mid-Atlantic Milk Marketing Association. As a great gift item, make sure to make your plans early. Order your tickets easily by phone by calling 463-1000 or stop by one of the many local Ticketmaster outlets. That's Growth Chart Day, Sunday, May 22nd at 1:35. Well, the Phils have to come from behind for the first time tonight after leading 2-0 and 3-1. They now trail Montreal 4-3, and Nicky Morandini will try and start things off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Tim Scott's first pitch is a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Scott did a real nice job in the 6th inning getting the Expos out of trouble. He struck out Tommy Green looking, and then Len Dykstra swinging to end the 6th with the bases full. Pitches up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Gil Heredia allowed 4 hits in a third of an inning, but only allowed the 1 run because Scott came in with 2 strikeouts with the bases jammed. Curveball and a beauty, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Fletcher's had 2 big hits in this game for Montreal. Darren Fletcher, give him a lot of credit. He's had 2 2-out hits that have knocked in 3 runs.
He had a 2-out hit yesterday to get things going. A 2 RBI single in the first.
He's not a guy you expect to hurt you with runs batted in that often. And he's certainly done that tonight.
In this series against the Phillies, he's 5 for 7. With 5 RBIs. Two and 2 the count to Morandini. It's 2-3 and 4 for the Phils here in the 7th. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, and Tim Scott has come in and struck out all 3 batters he has faced.
Todd said a high fastball. Morandini chases it and strikes out.
Scott came in with just 9 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings, but he is blowing the ball past some hitters tonight. Here's Dave Hollins looking for his first hit. He has flied to center and popped up twice to the shortstop. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop on 1 hop. Cordero gloves, throws to first in time. And a rare assist for an infielder for Montreal. That's just the 2nd ground ball the Phillies have hit tonight.
Getting into a game now where all of a sudden you're behind and you might have to look at John Wetland before it's over. So it'll get late real fast.
We saw Mel Rojas last night for 2 2/3 innings, so we would expect that he would have the night off. Here's Darren Dalton. Sacrifice fly, walked, singled, and scored a run. And he takes a pitch on the outside corner, 0-1.
He wants to keep it away from him here in this situation.
Some pretty good heat he's throwing up there. 0-2.
Yeah, Tim Scott has come in and thrown the ball very well. Aradia was not, and the Phillies got him. But since Scott's come on, he has closed the door. I saw Scott when he was in a Montreal uniform, and he always looked, or a San Diego uniform, always looked like he had a good arm.
0-2 pitch, misses the outside corner, and when he's missing, he's not missing by much. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's 27 years of age, born and still resides in Hanford, California. Acquired from San Diego for infielder Arky Sanfraco. Fouled out of play. Phil's trailing for the first time tonight. It's 4-3. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Aaron Dalton, Jim Eisenreich, Milt Thompson, and Kim Batiste singled in the 6th inning. The Phillies stranded, the bases loaded, just like they did in the 6th inning of last night's game. Has become a crucial inning for the Phils. Here's a foul back to our left. Stays 1-2. Well, it's only the 7th, but the closer is up and working.
That means he's going to come in the 8th, probably. And Wetland does pitch 2 innings once in a while.
Pitcher's spot is due up second for Montreal in the 8th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Dutch Dalton. Strong outing from Tim Scott. 4 of the 5 batters he faced, he struck out. Montreal owns a 4-3 lead as we head to the 8th.
I finally made it to the big leagues. And my first game, we get the call. And I'm thinking, how lucky can a guy get?
Beechwood aged for that fresh, distinctive taste. Crisp, clean, classic.
Ford dealers know some problems can't be diagnosed in the shop, so they have a unique traveling companion, the Portable Vehicle Analyzer. It records engine data in ways no human eyes and ears can. Then it tells us what's wrong, so it can be serviced right the first time. Quality care, where the quality continues.
For service, see your Quality Plus Ford dealer. And while you're there, test drive the new Ford Windstar.
It's like having a Phillies ticket window come right to your home. Call 463-1000 and reserve your tickets in advance. No rushing, no waiting, no hassle. 463-1000. It's like having a Phillies ticket window right in your home.
Phillies Baseball on Prism is brought to you by Dodge, a winning team, the championship Phillies, and the award-winning lineup of new cars and trucks at your local Dodge dealer. By Pico Energy. There's a new kind of energy around here, Pico Energy. And by RCA, home, theater, TV, RCA changing entertainment again.
Top half of the 8th inning, Expos lead at 4-3. This is the game the Phils had in control for a while. Tommy Green pitched well, but he'll get a no decision out of it. Right now, David West is the pitcher of record as Larry Walker, the go-ahead run, scored, and he was the property of West. Montreal scoring 3 in the 7th after 1 in the 6th. They now lead at 4-3. Will Cordero, pinch hitter for Tim Scott, and back to the top of the order for Montreal here in the 8th. Cordero walked his last time up. He's also flied to center and grounded out. Sean Berry will be the pinch hitter, it appears. Heathcliff Slocum in his first full inning of work delivers 1-0 on the inside corner, 1-1. Slocum came on for David West with the bases loaded and 1 out. Struck out Moises Alou and looked like he might get out of it, but Darren Fletcher with a very key 2-out, 2 RBI single. Ground ball in the hole, backhanded Batiste, long throw. Cordero beats it out for an infield hit. Hit number 7 for Montreal, make that number 8 for Montreal.
Well, Cordero hits a ball in the hole. Batiste does all he can do here, but he's not going to get Cordero. Jordan comes forward on the play to make sure the ball doesn't bounce away for an extra base.
And here's Sean Berry, who has been in a 1-for-28 slump. The reason he hasn't started in a while. Mike Lansing has been playing some third base. But Berry's average on the year is still up at 283. He's going to try and move the runner along. The pitch is outside, 1-0. Jerry Manuel going through the signs at third base. 4-3 Expos. We're in the 8th. Final line on Tommy Green, 6 1/3 innings. 6 hits, 3 runs earned. 2 of them came in after he left the game. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. He gets a no decision, so his perfect career record in May stays intact, but it looked like for a while he was going to be on the winning end of this game. Low for a ball, and Berry's not going to bunt it a ball. It's 2-0. So Tommy Green now in his 6 starts this year has 5 no decisions. 2-0. Do you take it off, or do you just?
Well, we'll see what they decide to do. That's a good point, because it's a lot of times a manager will take it off 2-0 if he feels his hitters, might be able to hit the ball hard somewhere. But you just mentioned that slump that Berry's in, so he might just want to stay in a bunt situation with him.
He is bunting. Got to throw a strike to let him bunt. It's 3-0. On the outside corner at the knees, Berry was bluffing the bunt. He was taking all the way at 3-0. It's now 3 balls and a strike. Cordero on first, nobody out. Larry Anderson once again throwing in the Phillies bullpen.
Might have had Anderson up early to see if he was all right, and then to use him in the spot where he really likes to use him, which is later in the ball game. The 8th or not, the 8th inning normally is set up.
Cordero on the move. Berry swings and fouls it back, and the count's full. So Lou trying to stay out of a potential double play, and the count is full. Felipe does love to run. I believe the Expos took the lead in the National League in steals with their 4 stolen base outing last night.
Well, this guy, as you mentioned, Todd, when we were talking about, is in a slump, but they still might run here to try and stay out of a double play, take their chances on a strikeout double play.
There goes the runner. He waited back and sent the ball into right field. Waiting for it is Eisenreich, gives Cordero time to retreat. There's one away. The Expos and the Houston Astros tied for the league lead in steals with 38. And the man coming in for what he hopes is a 2-inning save is John Wetland, who is loosening. Felipe Alou is not averse to using his closers for 2 innings. A lot of managers like to use their guy for the final inning, but
especially a guy that throws as hard as Wetland will throw quite a few pitches sometimes. Wetland's had a little trouble with his control, but when he comes in, you're going to see a lot of fastballs, high fastballs.
Pitch to Lansing is outside for a ball. We mentioned last night that Wetland has had some trouble this year. He has blown 4 saves and only saved 2 games. So as opposed to 93, he has not been automatic in 94. Just 2 for 6 in the save department, and he's looking at a potential 2-inning job tonight. 1-0 the count to Lansing. Here's a line drive left center field. That'll find room and fall in. Turning second and staying there, Cordero, as Dykstra gets it quickly back in. So Lansing has his first hit of the night. He's now 1 for 5. And a guy who's been a thorn in the Phillies side tonight is the former Philly, Juan Bell.
Had 2 of them tonight, really. Bell and, as we mentioned, Fletcher have really hurt things, have really hurt the Phillies in this ball game tonight. Bell's little bloop hit in the 7th inning was huge. 1 out, nobody on, 2-run lead for the Phillies. Blooped the ball into center field, and that started the trouble.
Juan Bell has walked, singled, flied to deep right, singled and scored, and swings through a slider, 0-1. He's only appeared in 5 at-bats with Montreal this year after being called up from the minors, and he has 3 hits. Up the middle, past the diving Morandini into center field, around third and scoring Cordero. Montreal now has a 5-3 lead. Juan Bell has 3 hits tonight.
Well, Juan Bell heard a lot of boos in this ballpark when he was here. Is a happy man standing over there at first base. He did not have a pleasant experience in Philadelphia, and he's having a nice one tonight.
Juan Bell still hearing the boos from the Veterans Stadium crowd. Now he's on the opposition.
Fastball down the middle, and Bell hits it right back through the middle. That ball he hit real hard.
So Heathcliff Slocum will be out of this ball game. Jim Fregosi comes out and gets Heathcliff, and Larry Anderson, just activated off the disabled list, will come in. So a tough outing for Heathcliff. Expos now lead at 5-3. We're in the 8th. They have runners on first and second. Imagine taking the field with Greg Luzinski, Tony Taylor, Dell Unser, Larry Boa, Dave Cash, plus many more. That's Phillies Dream Week in Clearwater, Florida, and you can live, play, and laugh alongside the greatest stars in the Phillies history. For details and more information, call Phillies Dream Week at 215-938-1200. That's 215-938-1200. Larry Anderson was up twice in this ball game. He was up in the 6th inning and again in the 8th inning. He comes on the 2nd time. But now the Phillies are looking at a 5-3 deficit. Larry Anderson pitched on Sunday with AAA Scranton. Before he was DL'd, he appeared in 4 games, had an 0-1 mark with a 6.75 ERA. Anderson had been on the DL since the 29th of April, recovering from the arthroscopic knee surgery he underwent in March. Originally, he started the year on the DL, was activated, and still had that continuing discomfort in his knee, so he's put back on the DL at the end of April. So Anderson back with the Phillies and into the ballgame here in the 8th, with Montreal leading 5-3. Both teams have 10 hits. The game wheels that looked like for a while the Phils had under their control.
Yeah, it all started to get away in the 6th and 7th inning.
And some former Phillies doing the damage. Juan Bell with 3 hits and an RBI. Darren Fletcher with 3 hits and 3 RBIs.
And now they need to put out the fire here and not let it get too much out of hand, because with Wetland coming in, you know it's going to be difficult.
The Expos have been playing much better baseball as of late. They've won 4 out of 5. Really were jump-started into this road trip, which is a 10-day, 9-game road trip, when they won against the St. Louis Cardinals, scoring 4 in the bottom half of the 9th inning to end their homestand. The Expos have 3 here with the Phillies, wrapping that up tomorrow. Then they go to Pittsburgh for 3, and they head down to Florida to take on the Florida Marlins for 3. Right now they're concerned with this ball game, 5-3, top half of the 8th inning. Larry Anderson against Marquise Grissom. Slider outside and high for a ball, 1-0. Anderson last appeared in a Phillies uniform April 27th in Los Angeles. 2 days later, he was placed on the DL. At Scranton, he did not allow a run in 8 1/3 innings. Started 3 games. Slider on the outside corner, called strike 1-1. At the AAA level in 8 1/3, Anderson only allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, no earned runs, did start 3 games, and also came out of the bullpen and recorded a save. Had 3 bullpen appearances as well. The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner. 3 straight sliders from Anderson, and it's 1-2.
He'll do that once in a while with a hitter, Todd. He'll start one at him because they're so used to the slider going away. And normally he can freeze a hitter with a slider. He'll throw near them, and if he can get it over the plate, because it takes him by surprise.
Popped high in the air, drifting towards the crowd. Jordan gives it a look, but it's out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Marquise Grissom. Grissom has reached base 3 times tonight. Reached on a couple of errors, was caught stealing. His last time up, he singled and scored a run. 1 for 4 officially. Ground ball towards the hole. Batista second. They get the force there. No chance with Grissom running once that ball was headed towards the hole to turn 2 or even think about the double play. But they get the force. That's 2 away, and it'll bring up Larry Walker.
So Darren Dalton going through those signs, touching his chest protector several times. What he is telling the middle infielders is what they're going to do if Grissom goes.
Anderson with the bluff to third, spin at first. Grissom is barely off the bag.
Pretty easy to tell who would cover if he goes. Look where Morandini is. He's in right field.
Mickey Morandini will not be covering. If he does, Grissom might get to third. Pitch is a high strike, 0-1. Walker looking to extend a 9-game hitting streak. He's 0 for 3, lined out, struck out, popped up, walked and scored the go-ahead run in his last at bat, or his last plate appearance.
It's not a good time for Grissom to run.
Ground ball back to the mound. Nice play, Anderson. Lobs to first for the final out here in the 8th. Expos add a run. It's 5-3. Phillies will have 2 shots at John Wetland, who will come on in the bottom half of the inning.
Now, over time, cars that can benefit from higher octane can benefit from new Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium gasolines. 2 choices with an advanced system of engine cleaning that works over time for the highest performance, lower emissions, and improved mileage, changing what gasoline can do. New Clean System 3 Power Plus and Power Premium from Texaco. Give us 60 days and watch what can happen.
Big 4? Yeah, man, I play it every day. Hey, like I'd forget something that important.
Big 4 from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Don't forget.
And I check this lock once a week, too.
Did I park on 2? Anyway, I don't think you should go there to get your lottery. Daily number, play it all the time. I'd never forget something that important. Where did I park that car?
The Pennsylvania Lottery's daily number. Don't forget.
Where did I take the bus?
From one of America's greatest novels.
What the hell you laughing about?
You!
Get him, Lenny!
John Malkovich. Gary Sinise. John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men.
Here's your scoreboard, brought to you by Budweiser. First of all, in the National League, Cubs defeating San Diego this afternoon, 11-4. Sammy Sosa 3 for 4, a home run, 4 RBIs. Greg Maddux blew a 3-0 lead, believe it or not. Barry Larkin RBI single in the 9th ties it. 6 pitchers combined on a 2-hit shutout for the Cardinals over the Pirates. Florida leads the Mets 3-2 in the 9th. San Fran 5-2 over Houston. Barry Bonds a couple of home runs there. And Los Angeles leads Colorado 5-4 in the 4th. American League final this afternoon. Kansas City behind David Cohn's 4-hit shutout defeats Seattle 4-0. Milwaukee defeats or loses to Cleveland 7-3. Detroit pounding Toronto 13-6. Baltimore by a run over Boston. Yankees, the hottest team in baseball, lead Minnesota by 2. They're looking for their 11th in a row. Chicago leads California 2-1 in the first. Frank Thomas and Julio Franco home runs. And Texas leads Oakland 3-0 on Jose Canseco's 3-run home run. Some changes for the Expos. Mike Lansing moves from third to second base. Sean Berry stays in the ballgame. He bats in the number 9 spot. And now in the number 2 spot, he saved 43 games last year, John Wetland. 43 out of 49 in 1993. Things have been a little bit different for Wetland, who was placed on the DL earlier in the season. This year, he has the 2 saves, but he's also blown 4. Montreal leading 5-3, and here's Jim Eisenreich to lead things off.
Wetland with a good fastball and a hard breaking ball, kind of a looping type breaking ball, but a hard one.
He was on the DL with a strained right hamstring. Missed the end of April, the beginning of May, and he misses to Eisenreich 1-1. Eisenreich has an infield hit. Also lined a single in the left, 2 for 3 on the night.
There you see that breaking ball he throws there, a big overhand curveball.
1-3-1. The Expos scoring coming in the last 3 innings. Big 3 spot in the top of the 7th to take the lead. 2-1 pitch is fouled back below us. It's 2-2.
It's an important run they just tacked on in the 8th inning too. Big difference in a 1-run game or as opposed to a 2-run game now as you get late.
John Wetland in his last 4 appearances, 6 1/3 innings. He has struck out 10 in that time. A win, a loss, and 2 saves in his last 4 outings. Almost hits Eisenreich. It's now a full count.
That'll get your attention. This guy throws one inside. Boy, he throws so hard. I don't know how that missed Eisenreich. Just got his feet out of the way and legs out of the way. Here it comes, and look out. Now that Dibble is gone with shoulder problems, this guy probably throws harder than anybody in the league.
Wetland, 27 years of age. Full count pitch to Eisenreich. Fastball popped high in the air, center field. Grissom moves to his left, and there's 1 out here in the 8th. Wetland gets Eisenreich to start the 8th. That'll bring up Ricky Jordan. Jordan 1 for 3, has struck out twice and single. Chops one toward short. Tough play, Cordero. Nice short hop pick for the out. Picked it clean, made the throw. There's 2 away.
Yeah, that's a tough play. If you can't get it on the first hop, you know you're going to catch a short hop as an infielder, and Cordero made a fine play on that one.
Listening to you guys talk in the middle innings, Gary Maddox and yourself, and you talked about the importance of the middle reliever. And Tim Scott showed that tonight.
Absolutely. He was the difference as he came on and really shut the door when it looked like the Phillies had a chance to break it open. They did not pinch hit for Tommy Green in that spot. And then the next inning, Tommy Green got in trouble, and they went ahead to the Expos.
Phillies trail 5-3, 4 outs to play with. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning as Thompson takes a called strike. Milt 1 for 3, knocked in a run his last time up. It's also popped up and flied to center.
Felipe Alou pinch hit earlier in the game, in the 5th inning for his pitcher. He was trailing in the ball game at the time. Fergosi in the 6th inning decided not to hit for his pitcher. He had a 2-run lead at the time.
And the beauty of it all is those decisions had to be made.
Yeah, no DH.
No DH.
That's why this game is fun in this league.
0 0-2 the count to Thompson. John Wetland is cruising through his first inning to this point. Misses outside. It's 1-2.
John Wetland was a guy that had great stuff with the Dodgers, and they gave up on him. Just decided it wasn't going to work. They moved him over to Cincinnati, and then he came over here to Montreal. They've turned him into their closer, and he has been outstanding.
Ground ball towards the hole, past a diving Berry. Cordero gave up on it, but he probably wouldn't have been able to throw out Thompson. But he stopped moving for that ball as it scooted into left field.
See Berry go to his left here, can't quite get there, and Cordero puts on the brakes. He thought the third baseman was going to catch that ball. You're right, Todd. He catches the ball in the hole with his arm. He's not going to get Thompson because he doesn't throw real well, and Thompson runs
but a
very
little
well.
Strange looking.
Yeah, he was sure that Berry was going to catch that ball, and he just pulled up. Now they're putting Berry on the line at third.
Batiste fouls one out of play.
Interesting. You know, teams will do this sometimes, but with Wetland, you wonder why he would play the line. I guess they just don't want to take any chance on an extra base hit as Duncan moves out. But you're not going to pull a whole lot of balls off Wetland unless he throws you a curveball.
Doug Jones loosening up in the Phillies bullpen. Larry Anderson is due up next if the Phillies keep the inning alive. Tying run at the plate in Kim Batiste. High with the fastball, 1-1. Batiste with a couple of hits and 3 at bats. Fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Phil's led this game 2-0. A couple of first inning runs. Mickey Morandini an RBI double. Darren Dalton a sacrifice fly. Expos scored a run in the 6th on a 2-out RBI single by Darren Fletcher. Phil's came back and really had a chance to blow things open in the bottom of the 6th inning. Milt Thompson knocked in 1 run, then the bases were loaded with 1 out, and Tim Scott came in and slammed the door from there. 1-2 pitch misses with a slider. It's 2-2. Kim Batiste getting a chance to play on a more regular basis.
Kevin Stocker still a couple weeks away. He's taking ground balls, but he can't throw or hit yet.
2-2 pitch. He stays alive.
That's what I mean about guarding the line at third.
Backed off a little bit. Still close.
A big hole in that left side.
Especially with 2 strikes.
But their feeling is if he were to somehow hit a ball down the line, that would put the tying run on second base. And they don't want to allow that to happen, and that's a lose strategy. There's no, cut and dried thing in this game about guarding the line.
2-2 pitch. He fisted in a shallow right. Walker coming on, sliding, can't make the catch. It gets away from him. Batiste will have to hold it first. The throw gets through, but not away from Sean Berry, who quickly calls time to restore order. Walker thought he had a chance, couldn't quite get there. The Phils now have the tying runs on base for pinch hitter Mariano Duncan. 3 for 4 tonight for Kim Batiste.
Larry Walker doing all he can on this and then blocks it. It bounces away from him. Batiste cannot advance on this play. He has to stay at first. So he did a good job of hanging in there against tough John Wetland and finally fighting a ball off to right field. Mariano Duncan, one of the few right-handed hitters in the league, probably who's had a lot of success against this guy. 3 for 6 with an RBI lifetime.
Dunk is second on the team in RBIs. He has a chance for some big RBIs here. Mariano has had 1 pinch hit this season. He's 0 for 1. Pinch hit appearance, I should say. Phils trail at 5-3, but they have Milt Thompson on third, Kim Batiste on first. And they're making John Wetland throw some pitches here in the 8th. Line drive, base hit into left field. It's now a 5-4 ball game. Right off the bench, Mariano Duncan picks up his 28th RBI of the year.
How about his lifetime numbers off John Wetland, too? That's 4 hits now and 7 at bats and 2 RBIs. And there's that extra run they just gave up. Coming back to haunt him. A first ball fastball down, and Mariano hooks a base hit in the hole. See, they were playing the guarding the line defense there too. Not that Berry could have caught that ball, but had no chance where he was.
Now the crowd's getting a little revved up as Felipe Alou is wondering, where's the John Wetland of '93? With 2 outs, the Phils with 3 consecutive hits.
And he will not use Rojas tonight, and we understand probably not tomorrow either.
No action in the Expo bullpen. This is John Wetland's ball game right now.
Well, they've gotten it back to 1 run and still with an inning to go.
5-4, bottom of the 8th. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. You talked about this guy has the opportunity to throw a lot of pitches. He's got another inning to go, and he has thrown a few pitches here in the 8th.
Yeah, they're making him work hard. All 3 outfielders throw very, very well.
Lenny Dykstra 2 for 4, doubled to take the lead in the National League in that department.
It's probably the only outfield that a third base coach has to worry about all of them.
That's a good point. Dude also has an infield hit, lined to third and struck out. He's also stolen a base. Outside, it's 1-1. Dykstra scoring his 40th run in the first inning.
They're playing him towards left center, which would figure with a hard thrower like Wetland. Lenny has a lot of room in right center field as Felipe Alou fidgets a little. There's the defense.
Two balls and a strike.
Throw him that big hook.
Alou used Mel Rojas for 2 2/3 innings in last night's game for the save. Tonight he's hoping for a 2-inning save out of Wetland. Tying and go-ahead runs on base. Outside, low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Dykstra. Everything coming with 2 outs.
Well, he still has a base open, even though it's not open. So you wonder if he will challenge Lenny Dykstra here.
Swing and a miss. That is a challenge.
He went right after him, and Lenny Dykstra had a fastball to hit. Now the Phillies get a little bit of a break here at least because Batiste can move on with the pitch.
Head start for both Batiste and Duncan. 2 outs, full count. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 ball game. What a ball game from the vet. Crowd is rocking. He hooked it. He hit it well, but he hooked it.
Yeah, he got his fastball, but he got out front.
These 2 teams play some pretty fun games on Wheels.
Absolutely. They did all last year.
Could be 2 of the teams will be fighting for that infamous wild card spot.
A lot of good players on these 2 teams. They have a great rivalry. Both their managers are very calm.
Much of the crowd is standing. We're in the 8th inning. 5-4 Expos. High ball 4. The bases are full. Nobody in the Expo bullpen, but Wetland's going to get a visit from pitching coach Joe Kerrigan. Well, he's been on the DL. He hasn't yet found that magic of last year since coming off the disabled list. Just 2 of 6 in save opportunities is John Wetland. Kim Batiste at third base. Mariano Duncan with a big pinch hit RBI single at second. Lenny Dykstra with yet another walk on first. 5-4 game, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Morandini takes a called strike, 0-1. Mickey doubled home the game's first run, his first time up. Sent into center field. Grissom back there. He has the play and makes it for the final out. Phils get one back. They leave the bases full. We head to the ninth. 5-4 Montreal.
New Neapolitan pizza from Pizza Hut tastes so authentic, it's fooling everyone.
It's from Carlos on 10th.
DeLuca's on 2nd. Rosanio's on Church.
From Sal's on Liberty. See?
Hand-stretched dough, rich tomato sauce, and whole milk mozzarella.
I can tell by the sauce. This cheese is talking.
The sauce is a dead giveaway.
Oh, you want to go to Sal's? You go way down. You can't walk.
Get one large Neapolitan pizza for just $7.99 or two for $11.99 every day at Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut?
I was going to say that. I didn't want to, blurt it right out,
Presenting the RCA 52-inch projection screen home theater. It's bigger and brighter than almost anything out there.
RCA home theater products available at all American appliance stores throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Gonna take to the streets and spend some time on the road. I need a truck that'll take me where I wanna go. I need a Dodge, Dodge. Big Magnum engines, don't take them for granted. Overall, the most powerful line of trucks on the planet, that's Dodge. From America's truck stop, Dodge.
From 4x4s to club cabs, from Magnum V8s to the mighty Cummins Turbo Diesel, they're all at America's Truck Stop, your Dodge dealer.
Don't forget they're coming up after this ball game. Broad and Patterson. Larry Rosen and the gang will be joining us after the game, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We've got a wild one here. 5-4 Montreal. Phils led at 1.3-1. Mary Ellen Duncan with a key RBI. Pinch hit single in the bottom of the 8th to make it a one-run game. Stays in and plays second. He'll bat in the 9 spot, and coming on to hopefully keep this a one-run game is Doug Jones. Jones in his 18th game of the year, 1-1. He saved 7 games for the Phillies. He has a 3.10 ERA. And he'll face for the Expos 5, 6, and 7. Moises Alou, Darren Fletcher, who's done a lot of damage tonight, and Cliff Lloyd. Phil's leaving the bases loaded in the 8th inning, but they did get one run back on John Wetland, who had to throw a lot of pitches and expended some energy in the 8th. He'll have the Phils 3, 4, and 5 spots due up in the 9th inning. But first, Jones has to hold it at a one-run game. Moises Alou doubled and scored a run in the 6th inning, 1 for 4 on the night. Fouls went out of play, 0-1. Jones last pitched on Sunday in that combined shutout against the Pirates. Picked up his 7th save in that 1-0 victory. Here's a ball ripped to right field. Eisenreich, who gets great jumps out there, makes the catch, 1 away. That'll bring up a guy who has been only perfect tonight, Darren Fletcher. Fletcher was 2 for 4 last night with a couple of RBIs. Tonight, single, walk, 2-out RBI single, 2-out 2 RBI single, 3 for 3, 3 RBIs. Coming in, he had that pitch went to the third base coach. I've never seen that. That pitch went on the ground to Jerry Manuel.
Well, did he throw it or not? I mean, that I guess. I mean, let's see how far he goes. It's probably a changeup that just slips out of his hand. Yeah, you see the way his fingers were on it? And it's a changeup, and whoops, it's a slip. So it's got to be ball 1. Because his arm came forward, so it's ball 1.
It'd be a pretty free swinger to take a hack at that. That ball rolled to Jerry Manuel at third base. 1-0 pitch, ground ball right side. It had Fletcher all kinds of confused, and Ricky Jordan makes the play. They finally retire the former Philly catcher, and there's 2 away.
And Fletcher came into this series with 9 RBIs.
He's only got
90 some at bats.
He's only got 5 in this 2-game series. He's now 5 for 8. Check that, 5 for 9 on the series. Here's Cliff Floyd, 2 outs and nobody on. Floyd has been the opposite of Darren Fletcher. He's been ice cold in the series, 0 for 8. Fletcher 5 hits, 5 RBI. That was funny looking. Jones threw that pitch. The ball went 90 degrees to his right.
It was a changeup. It fooled everybody.
Speaking of fooling everybody, Cliff Floyd has probably never seen a changeup anywhere near Doug Jones.
Tough for a young player. Unless Jones makes a mistake with his changeup, he'll get most young players out. I mean, if he hangs one, that's differently. But if he gets it where he normally does, they really have a lot of trouble recognizing and making contact.
There it is again. He did a nice job holding up there. 2 balls and a strike to the young first baseman for the Expos, who's battling an 0 for 19 slump that has seen his average dip to 240. Change up, he had no chance. 2-2.
He just doesn't. You just don't see that pitch, you know, in the minor leagues or in amateur baseball. And now you have a guy, a right-handed pitcher out there flipping this changeup at you, and Floyd just can't stay off it. Don't worry, a lot of veterans can't either.
You're right. He makes veterans look foolish. 2-2 the count, as you see. No chance at the changeup. Doug Jones does his job. He keeps it at a 1-run ball game. Hollins, Dalton, Eisenreich hope to change it.
Don't you have anything to fit me? No offense, Mr. Jones, but you are a little on the small side. I need more choices. Harry, give me those genuine yellow pages. Look, choices. Italian, Greek, Chinese. You want more? Those are restaurants. That's right. You put some meat on those bones and come back and see us. 9 out of 10 use it. Mexican, barbecue. The genuine Val Atlantic yellow pages. How about a smorgasbord?
Sherwin-Williams. Look what's new at Sherwin-Williams. Want a new coat of paint at a great price? Style Perfect Interior Flat is on sale, $9.99 a gallon. Need a paint that really holds up against stains? Try new Everclean. How about wallpaper? Thousands of the newest patterns are on sale. It's all here, plus the friendly advice you need at your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Sherwin-Williams New Look Sale. Come in for a better look. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Come out for the fun of it, son of it. A Good Time Business Person special, compliments of Mellon PSFS, Wednesday, May 18th at 1:05 when the Phillies maul Montreal. Treat yourself to midday, mid-May baseball. Call 463-1000.
Retirement? I'm too young to be worried about retiring.
I'm set. I've been socking away a little of my paycheck every month.
The same company for almost 20 years. They'll take care of me.
You bet I got my nest egg covered.
In these uncertain financial times, turn to Nationwide Financial Services for a wide range of investment alternatives, most of which are tax advantaged. Because someday soon, the quality of your life may depend on the quality of your investments.
Crowd's getting revved up as we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Dave Hollins, Darren Dalton, Jim Eisenreich, and Phillies fans hope more than that against John Wetland. 5-4 Expos. Wetland threw right around 25 pitches in the 8th inning. The Phillies getting one of those runs back. They need one more to tie. Hollins looking for his first hit on the night. Takes a pitch high for a ball, 1-0.
Beginning the 9th inning, both Berry and Floyd are guarding the lines, prevented against an extra base hit for Montreal.
Wetland allowed 3 2-out singles and a walk in the 8th. 2-0. And it is his game for Felipe Alou. Nobody in the Expo bullpen. No action has stirred since he's come in the game. He is their closer. Win or lose, it's his game. 2-0 the count to Dave Hollins. 3-0.
I'd take a pitch here.
Yeah.
Especially with Darren Dalton on deck.
He did. 3 balls and a strike. Phillies with 13 hits on the night. Twice they have left 3 on in the 6th inning and in the 8th inning. Overall, they have stranded 10. Fouled off the mask of Fletcher. The count is full on leadoff hitter Dave Holland. Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Expos. Wrapping things up tomorrow, 105 business person special. Low ball 4. The Phils have their leadoff man on. John Wetland has now allowed 5 of the last 6 batters he has faced to reach base. Dave Hollins represents a tie ball game. Fastball pitcher throws some heat.
I wonder if Alou told Kerrigan. Yeah, he did. He told him to go to the phone. You could see Alou turn towards Joe Kerrigan, and they're going to get somebody else up in the bullpen. They have one left-hander and the rest right-handers. They still have Shaw out there. That's the only pitcher they use, I guess, right-handed. And then Denis Boucher is the left-hander, the native French-Canadian. There he is, Boucher from Montreal.
All the Phils have sitting on their bench are right-handed pinch hitters, so.
They have Pratt, Quinlan, Chamberlain, and Cavilla still left, and Longmire from the left side.
Dalton fouls one back. It's 0-1. I guess that's just a preventative measure in case Wetland just walks the bases loaded.
Well, as you said, he had trouble in the last inning. And he comes out and walks the leadoff man. The Phillies have a lot of left-handed hitters coming up.
Hollins at first base, being held, of course. Gives Dalton a little bit of a hole. Will Cordero shading Dalton way up the middle. Big hole between short and third. Inside for a ball, 1-1.
Wetland does not have that high fastball, Todd, that we've seen him have before, and he might not just be there yet. Doesn't mean he won't get out of this inning and get it done, but when he is overpowering, it's when he throws the high fastball that they go after, and they cannot handle it.
Some gaps in that infield. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off the mask. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
John Wetland has to pitch a little more tonight than he normally does. When he goes out there and he has his good stuff, he overpowers teams and gets a lot of strikeouts. There's Boucher.
Jim Eisenreich on deck. 1-2 the count to Darren Dalton. Nobody out. Phil's trail by a run. Pop foul. That'll be out of play. It stays 1-2. Even though the temperatures have been cool for mid-May, these two teams heating it up tonight. 23 hits, back and forth ball game. Phils led 3-1, trailed 5-3. It's now 5-4. With the tying run on first. Line drive, left field line, slicing, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes, it stays. That ball wanted to stay fair, but kept slicing. It landed just foul over the fence and left.
Yeah, it appeared that Dalton had to destroy a pretty good pitch, too, from Wetland. Wetland with that good fastball, it looked like it was away and a strike. And it was just too close to take. And he almost wound up with something out of it.
Staying alive. Ball and 2 strikes.
That ball came skipping up here and went in the upper deck off somebody's hands right above us.
Right above us.
Nice going. So where'd that thing come from? Boy, Dalton had some swing at that pitch. That was the one he wanted.
In the dirt, not far enough away from Fletcher for Hollins to advance. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Many times, Todd, after a hitter like Dalton, a power hitter like that, gets a swing at that kind of fastball, fouls it straight back, they go to a breaking ball. And Fletcher, being a good catcher, calling the game well, went to something off speed then and had to make a nice block on it. But he did not Wetland to throw another fastball after that swing Dalton had.
Wetland is approaching 40 pitches. Not used to throwing that many. It's 2-2 the count to Dalton. Fouled out of play, and Dalton's making him throw a lot of pitches in this at bat.
And he continues to try and keep the ball away from his power. As you see, a lot of these pitches are away from Dalton.
A long stare in. Wetland's ready. Fouled above us. It stays 2-2. Great at bat from Darren Dalton.
Yeah, it is. It's a terrific game tonight. There've been a lot of things going on in this ball game to talk about.
Wetland and Fletcher conversing.
Well, you know why? I think he got that one in a little further than he wanted him to. You know, they know that Darren Dalton wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark or drive it. Their defense is playing him away. Their defense is playing him towards left center. They don't want him to pull a ball here.
Phil's bench hoping to erupt. Phil's trailed by 1, bottom half of the 9th. John Wetland against Darren Dalton. 2-2 pitch. Low ball 3, and Dutch has worked the count full. What an at bat by the Phil's catcher.
Now you get a big decision on whether you start Hollins.
And your response?
I don't know. But I'm not making this one.
All right. We'll let you stay on the fence for
Dalton's
this one.
gotten ground into a lot of double plays.
No. He is moving.
Oh.
Called third. No, ball 4. He put the arm out.
Really?
Put the arm outside. Ball 4. And the Phils have first and second. He fooled Fletcher because he threw down the second. He also fooled us momentarily. But Dalton walks first and second.
Yeah, but he's his left arm. I mean, his right arm is what you throw out for a strike normally. And that arm came out in a hurry, too. And that ball's definitely outside. Look at the, I mean, that looked like he called that a strike.
I think that's what I thought.
The way he put that arm out. Yo, Dana.
Phils will take it. First and second. Nobody out. Tying run at second. Go-ahead run at first. And everybody on the infield talking with their closer, John Wetland, who is really struggling since coming off the DL.
Well, they're talking over right now whether or not the Phillies are going to bunt. We'll see whether they do, because you bunt here, then you put it right on Ricky Jordan's doorstep, right to right.
You bunt here, you have to make sure Wetland is over the plate. He has walked the first 2 batters here in the 9th. He has walked 3 of the last 4 batters he has faced. Phil's trailed by a run. Barry creeping in at third. Floyd doing the same at first. Around the bunt. Bunts at first base side, foul. Six of the last 7 Phillies have reached base against John Wetland. Guy has been struggling. We'll see what the Phillies do here.
Great at bat by Dalton.
Around the bunt, Eisenreich. Bunts it right side. Floyd only has 1 play to first. The Phils have the tying and go-ahead runs in scoring position. Eisenreich does his job.
Yes, he did. A good job by Eisenreich. And now it's right on Ricky Jordan's shoulders, because they will pitch to him here, you would think.
Jordan grounded out his last time up against Wetland.
Felipe Alou tells him to play it back. He'll give up a tying run on a ground out. He's keeping the third baseman now creeping back just about even with a bag.
Ground out ties the game. Ground ball. Berry makes the play to home. In the dirt. The ball gets away. Phillies tie the game. Here comes Dalton. The Phillies win the game. 6-5 on the air by Sean Berry.
That'll upset a few people ready to second guess this thing tonight. This game was fraught with second guesses. It was a beauty. This was a great ball game tonight. Sean Berry, who just came into the game in the late innings, makes a play down the line, throws the ball in the dugout, and the Phillies battle back and win a huge, huge game for them tonight. That was hard to explain how big that baby was.
The Phils scored 2 in the bottom half of the 9th inning. John Wetland blows his 5th save of the year. Sean Berry with the backhand play, then the throw home was low.
Berry he really didn't have much of a play at home. You know, he had to throw on the run there across his body and